Hey, everybody, it's Tuesday, August 5th, 2025. Welcome to the Giant Bombcast, episode 902. I'm your host, Jan Ochoa, still confused and confounded by dates and the passage of time, but here to help guide me through that co-captain of the ship, Jeff Grubb.
I can't help you with anything. I'm just here, Jan. That's all I got for you.
That's fantastic. We have a man that is untethered by time, definitions, numbers, science, and the presence and absence of light. Jeff Bakalar.
Holy shit, that's my intro. I feel like we established all the opposites of the things that you just laundry listed. That's fine. Thank you for the intro, Jan.
I was thinking you're like the opposite of a crystal, right? So
yeah.
Like crystals capture light, and you like light.
I'm the black hole. That is true.
Yeah, you're very diffuse. Yeah.
Zero light escaping. It's beautiful to be here. Beautiful to see you all back and healthy.
Yes, whenever I need to healthy, that's a different story. Who is healthy? Whenever I need to sleep in, I will just put up a picture of Jeff Bakalar instead of a pair of black curtains.
Yeah, absorbs all the visible light. Yeah, we call him Vantage Earth. Yeah.
Vantage. Ooh, that's good.
It's the most black.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And last but not least, we have the bad boy of games media. Lock up your doors, charge your crystals, spray cinnamon water in your front door because it's the first it's the 5th of the month, but it was the 1st of the month. It's Mike Minotti.
I like cinnamon.
That's surprising.
Really? Oh, cinnamon's great. I think I said this before. I like cinnamon so much. I have certainly eaten more tree wood in my life than like tree fruit.
I mean, that's why it's surprising, Michael, because
come from tree.
And also there is a certain thing that's the closest partner in taste with cinnamon. I'll have you know, and it sure as shit ain't pizza.
No,
okay?
I know people put cinnamon and apples together, but you get that out of here.
I'm sorry, they've been dating forever.
Jacks.
Yeah, they've been dating forever.
Cinnamon apples.
Cinnamon.
Yeah,
Apple
it's like
Jacks,
a
which
word.
famously doesn't taste very much like apples.
All right, well, leave Apple Jacks out of it. Cinnamon apples.
Yeah, like, buddy, come on. They are seen together all the time.
So is peanut butter and jelly. Guess what's in my sandwiches?
Yeah,
Guess what
look.
isn't in
No,
my
we know
sandwiches?
you. Yes,
Wait,
you
what?
absolutely. If
don't-
you do the word association game and you say to somebody cinnamon, I think a majority says the next word is apple.
Donut.
Yeah, like the Family Feud, that's like got like 43 on it.
I
you know?
agree.
Cinnamon donut.
What's that?
Green?
Green.
The color green. Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought cinnamon was the key. Wait,
Cinnamon was, but Jan
Yeah.
went on his own there. It's
Oh,
fine.
sorry.
He's the next step ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cinnamon
Wait, I'm sorry. Go peanut butter and jelly. You make them different. What is
I don't
it?
mess around with jelly.
At all?
No jelly.
Marmalades.
No jelly.
So
no
what-
jams.
Petroleum
no-
jelly, like
So
anything going
what's
there?
what's the opposite then? What is it? Just a peanut butter
It's
sandwich?
a peanut butter sandwich. Yeah, that's all.
All right.
Just peanut butter.
Okay.
That's all.
Gang, let me tell you.
Sometimes
No,
I put
please.
my dry cereal in the peanut butter sandwich. I have a little crunch in there.
Before we get to Bants,
They make crunchy peanut. Never mind.
I started saying something, and then what he said sunk in.
Yeah, let's just let him live his
And
life.
then I'm just like, oh boy, huh.
I
this
don't
is
want
the
to
rest
stop
of-
this beautiful thing. You do
This
your
is the
thing,
rest
Mike.
of my life when I think about it, you know?
Uh-huh.
Okay, cool. Hey, guys, gang, the wonderful Chuck Towski, our resident hacker, our own IT, our own engineer, a man of many traits, who I learned in the pre-show makes his own sauerkraut. That's
Oh,
exciting.
yeah, that's a good move.
That's bad.
It sounds like Chuck would do that.
You know what? You could tell Chuck is a guy with good gut health. You could just look at him and be like, yep, he's got his gut situation on lock.
Oh,
And-
my gut health is terrible. For
we
some
know.
reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know. Look,
We know.
in June we learned all about each other's
Never
gut
a
health.
biotic has been pro in this man's body.
It's all
Man,
con
yeah,
biotics.
I was in San Francisco for like 2 minutes, and like I already had to buy a probiotic root beer because there's no other option.
We have regular soda here, Mike.
Oh, I could not get a normal diet root beer. You're also too good to just have a McDonald's or a Wendy's in your airport. It's bacon. That's where you have to go to get your burgers. God.
What? The way, okay, God, I wanted to ask Sean to make a short of the way you said that. Bacon. So offended at the concept of this place.
Hey, I'm sorry to cut you off, Mikey. How you feel about honey?
Honey's good, like Winnie the Pooh.
Okay, cool. So you could do. Simon in chat was like, "Yo, what about a peanut butter and honey sandwich?"
Yeah, sounds a little decadent.
Yeah, he's anything but decadent.
A decadent dandy.
No, this is a salt of the earth boy.
You've been using the word dandy too much, Mike, and it's starting to make me feel uncomfortable.
Sorry. I don't think it's something else.
Is it because honey is bee jam? Is that what it
No,
is?
it's beef rope. That's much better.
Yeah.
If only more jams.
I don't care when a
and
bee
other
throws
sauces
up.
were peeled.
That doesn't bother me.
Yeah. I don't care where it comes from.
All right, going back to Chuckowski. Chuck is putting together a premium-only site beta. Chuck has tirelessly been working on the new website, and we're announcing here and now that there will be a public beta for premium members. So if you are an existing premium member, you can also go to giantbomb.com/join to help support us that way. But you get to test drive for a week, or the actual time duration still TBD. But starting August 12th, we're going to have a public beta. Includes a full video catalog, all the shows, all the articles, reviews, live streams, all ad-free, continuing on. You'll also be able to use the current GB email that you use to register for premium to get access. Chuck is going to have a suggestion box, a bug reporting form as well. The wiki is not going to be included in this beta. That project is still ongoing. Speaking about the wiki, Chuck is still looking for volunteers to help out. Use the Wiki Street Team channel on the GB Discord. You should also join the Giant Bomb Discord. It's a great community.
Yep.
And yeah, the premium site beta is coming next week, folks. August 12th is next week.
Yeah, August 12th
That's
is
true.
next week. Yeah. So
Today.
yes, exactly.
I don't want to oversell it. This thing's coming together in a unbelievable way. I mean,
I think the best way to put it is we're all very happy with it, right?
Holy shit.
When I look at it,
Yeah.
I just feel happy. And
Yeah.
and so like let's be clear. If you're not a premium member now and you go sign up and you try to get into this, you're going to get in and you're going to be able to see the new website and partake and see all the goodies and then offer your feedback and help shape what it looks like. So yes, get in there, make that happen. Feel free to help us figure out what the future of the website is. And we are like dedicated to the website because we're realizing a lot of people are looking for a home base that is not a major platform, a major social media corporation that tries to control you via algorithms. We're just going to be a cool place to hang out. And if you're looking for that, we're going to try to continue to be that for you. So help us like focus on the things we should be focused on. Chuck could really use the help.
Yeah. Can I see some FWCs for I Fuck with Chuck?
Yeah.
In chat, please, because Chuck, oh my God.
Absolutely.
it'd be nice.
Chuck has been able to fix so many things that I and we have had to just duct tape midair. Like Bacalar, you've used the phrase like refueling midair a lot, but then I feel like also a lot of the time we are like patching holes in a boat constantly, with like water, which doesn't make sense.
No.
But Chuck has been able to keep this boat afloat.
Maybe if we freeze the water, it can plug the hole better. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't think about that. Okay.
What
okay.
if the water
It'll
was
last
hard?
forever.
Yeah.
Yes. But we're going to keep plugging this, folks, throughout the week and until the site beta opens. It looks good.
It's exciting. Like all kidding aside, like it's super exciting. Like check it out. I genuinely think people are going to be blown away. Like we're sort of too close to the explosion, right? We kind of like.
I get it.
Yep. But I think people are really going to be blown away. Tremendous work by Chuck.
Yes. Also, yesterday we were in a meeting with Chuck, and Chuck was explaining something, and he basically made a picture with numbers, and I don't understand that.
Oh, it's awesome. So awesome.
It just confuses the shit out of me.
Yeah. We're gonna have the fastest loading website. It's gonna blow your pants off.
That's right. And if you're not wearing pants, Hell yeah.
It'll deglove you. Yeah, your feet will come right off. It'll be crazy.
Holy smokes. Wow. Please take your shoes off before you listen to the podcast. All right, gang. Hey, also while we're shouting people out, shouts out to these two Jeffs over here for holding the fort down.
Yes.
Oh, hey.
While I was away, while Mike and Dan were away on assignment. Dan is currently out on assignment, folks, if you're wondering. He pooped his pants.
Yeah. It was pants.
Oh, I heard. He really did, right?
Mhm,
Yeah, he
really did.
pooped his pants real bad. And it's just going to take him a couple days to recover from it.
That's the right amount of time to get on the other side of
honestly,
that.
I don't want to look at him. Like,
Yeah.
and I don't want to have that judgmental.
He's
I mean, I
tarnished.
will.
Yeah, he's
it's
tarnished.
Expect him a
actually
little
tainted.
less. Yeah.
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 No,
It was
Smells
fun
like
last week.
poop.
It was a good time. We had a good time last week. It was like, okay, me and Backlor figure this out. We ended up doing exactly that. But also missed you guys. Glad you're back. Thank you for coming
100%.
back to the website.
And I gotta say, it's mostly Grub holding down the fort. I just still have to be a lawyer for the next
Yeah, but
couple
that's a big
of
part of it too.
times.
Oh, yeah, that's also a big part of it.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
I
oh,
was
true,
doing
yeah.
website stuff, you were doing that. So yeah, we had to split that up even.
But yeah, no, it was all right. Definitely agree. Great to have you back for sure. Dan, take your time. It's fine.
take your
But
Yeah.
Yeah. I was
I-
enjoying watching. I still have to catch up on the dump truck though. But yeah, no, you guys, everything was great. Really enjoyed the light club and all sorts of other goofs. It was a good.
The
time.
UPF was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had fun with that. Yeah, paddle, boys.
oh my God, fucking paddling.
Yeah. You
we
were paddling like
we did pretty good in that. I was
I
pretty
think
proud
so.
of us.
We
of us
hit
at
we
the
hit a
end.
groove, definitely.
Groove is in the heart, I've learned.
I want to shout out someone as well.
Fuck yeah, let's keep going.
I want to shout out Greg, who I met in Asbury Park on Friday, who was so nice to come up and say hello as Dib, myself, Stacy, and our friend Lori were going to a concert at the Stone Pony Outdoor Stage. We saw a band called Guster, and let's just say Guster. Have you ever heard of the band
I
Guster?
think I have heard of Guster, yes. Man,
It is,
okay.
it is the most. My wife is 43 years old and loves a band called Guster.
Yeah,
band.
that feels exactly okay. Yes.
No, but they are good. I enjoy them a great deal. They're
I used
a lot
to
of
listen
fun.
to Guster. Yeah.
They're just like a lot of fun. Like they just
Yeah.
seem like they would be a great time to hang out with. And Dib was, this is like Dib's 12th concert by now. He's a veteran. But I will say, being recognized went to that dude's head at the speed of light.
It's a
In a way, it
problem.
was Boston all over again.
weird. That never happens to me.
And we had a friend there who witnessed the whole thing, and Dib kept being like, yeah, it happens. What are you gonna do?
That happens, motherfucker.
Yes, he comes in, and Greg was such a chill, awesome dude, saying hi, and then we get in, and Dylan's like, he's like, how many other people do you think know me here? I'm just like, "Dude, shut up." It's hey, stay humble, bro. That's all I gotta say.
I got to shout out the guy that chose not to throw an apple at Mike Minotti when he was presented with the opportunity to do so. Thank you. That would have ruined everything for everybody. He would have been deeply upset. It'd be all we would be talking about this entire week. So thanks for not doing that.
It's a joke, but it's not a joke.
It's not a joke. Please don't ever do that.
Yeah, don't
I mean, yeah, a banana maybe, but not an apple.
I could live. I wouldn't like that either. I'll live.
But
Yeah, but at least
banana peel.
a banana wouldn't hurt as much, right?
Yeah.
Like an apple, you get a welt
but-
from an
I
apple.
wasn't even thinking about that. I just
I know.
God, it'd be disgusting.
Folks, before we get to video games, what's happening? What's popping? I mean, Dib is now a celebrity and everything.
Yeah, and he also found his first bit of graffiti in a porta potty. If we want to talk about that.
Fun. Yeah, that moment.
Oh.
I remember my moment finding that kind of graffiti in a public bathroom at a Meijer in Michigan. Yeah.
Oh,
He's like, Dad, there's like writing on the wall in there. I'm
The
like,
whole
what do you mean?
story about
He's like-
buttholes.
He's like, there's this guy who wants anyone who's in this thing to text him pictures of dumps.
Oh, it's just like
And
our
I'm like,
show.
Okay.
I'm like,
Okay,
what
it's
do you
one of
mean?
those.
I'm like, what do you mean? So I get
Could
in
be
there.
the proprietor of RateMyShit.com. You don't know. Like,
But
looking
I
for
get it.
content.
Sure enough, like a whole backstory. Like, I need this in my life. It was basically like reading it like Bernie Sanders. Like, I am now asking you once again to send me pictures of your duty. Really amazing stuff with a whole ass phone number attached. So thank you, caller.
Huh.
fantastic. I was supposed to go to the East Coast to go see Linkin Park, but we decided to save some funds and go backpacking instead. Gang, this is gonna be my toxic mail coming out, and I'm sorry.
Oh shit.
Oh.
I used to poo-poo on anyone hiking or backpacking using trekking poles.
You mean
I
like
used-
sticks?
Yeah, like the walking poles, the walking sticks. Yeah.
Yeah.
For older folks, I 100% get it. You need to maintain balance.
Those
and everything.
hips. Yeah.
The hips, the knees, and everything. But I thought, like, I'm a sprightly young man, and I'm strong. I don't need these.
What happened, Jan?
But we were going backpacking for like a longer a hike, and then my partner got me a set, and let me tell y'all, I felt invincible.
Yeah.
I felt
It's 2 more
amazing.
legs. What do you mean?
It's 2 more legs.
Yeah.
It's 2 more legs. Going uphill, a blast. So easy. Fucking chunking that shit up and then kadoosh. Going downhill. Oh, man. Normally my knees would hurt. Not today. Extend out my like little trekking poles and then like gently lower myself down. It was fantastic. That being said, though, you should always look forward when you're backpacking. And watch where you're walking because I did fall.
How's the ankle?
Big ass backpack. It's okay right now. It's okay.
You keeping it
better?
elevated, buddy?
Yeah.
Compressed? Yeah.
Rice, right? What is it?
No,
rice?
we're over rice. It's love and care now.
Love and care.
Yeah, I think that's the acronym. I can never remember what it stands for, but specifically, we're not supposed to put ice on there anymore. It's crazy.
What?
Yeah, I look. I'm no professional, but I remember like them being like, oh, yeah, but put ice on there forever, and they're like, no, ice is bad now. I'm like, great,
And-
cool.
And
Well,
can't
ice is
ask
bad.
fucking Mike's dad. He's
No,
been canceled.
He's like, yeah, just I
take
have
this
an
crystal.
oyster from the bottom of the sea that's magical.
I'm gonna put my hand over it and just say a little prayer, and that'll, yeah.
Peace
You're
and love.
muted.
Thank you.
And
Thank
you're
you,
muted,
chat.
Mike. You're muted. I can't hear you.
Peace and love is the acronym. That's right. Thank you.
I think so. So is it? But your ankle's getting better, right? It's like going
yeah,
in the
I
right
put it-
direction.
I put it in a brace and everything.
Okay.
But
Well,
it was
is it better though?
Yeah, it's better. It's one of
Okay.
those. It was one of those incidents where like I sprained my ankle like really really bad like 2 years ago.
Sure.
So like that ankle's kind of like fudged to begin with.
Oh yeah,
Got
one
it.
of those.
It's your
I took
bum
a wrong-
ankle.
It's my bum ankle, and I took a bad step, and I heard the. I'm like,
Oh.
oh, this is gonna be bad.
Oh
Um,
jeez.
And I thought like, okay, I'll be fine. And then I like fully twisted it because I wasn't using my poles, gang.
Well, you gotta get those poles, baby.
Gotta get those poles.
You could also do like a "You Shall Not Pass" thing with Scout, maybe. That'll be
Yeah,
fun.
but that's what like I would do. I would just get a walking stick because I too have a bias against the poles, Jan. Although you're winning me over, but it's like, was there any consideration of going for a walking stick? Whoa, Mike, your microphone
you're
is
wide open now.
is blasting us.
Is this what happens? Is this what happens at Disney? It might be okay for Disney. It's not okay for the giant Bombcast.
Yeah, we're better
He's-
than this.
No one's hearing that. It's just I think it's the Google Meet and
Okay.
my for audio listeners, Mike is holding his hands up and he's like sweating profusely because the audio's not working.
He's
Yeah,
doing the
no.
meme of like, we got a badass here.
Yeah, this is one of his least favorite things when stuff like this happens. So yeah, let's
He's
all bring
calling
a lot more
himself a
attention to
fuddy-duddy
it.
right now.
Yeah.
he's not uncomfortable at all though.
What's worse, Mike? This or apples? What's worse?
He's not. He's undecided.
Anyway, that being said, I suggest everyone go outside and have their own wilderness weekend. because-
Yeah,
Oh, it's good. I love,
sounds
I love
great.
being outside.
Outside is a cool concept.
I would go outside too, except the air quality index is about $140 today.
Canada is fucking you guys good up there. What's going on?
What's
they're just
going
setting.
on?
They're just setting fires to fuck with Bacalar.
Put it out. Put it out.
Why haven't they considered that?
Have they not considered the rain? Maybe. All kidding aside, though, like this is bad, and
No, it sucks.
Like,
Oh, no.
last year wasn't as bad. 2 years ago was the apocalypse when the AEIQ was in the 300s
Yeah.
here.
Oh, it's
which,
California bad, huh?
yeah, like it's California bad. Like, I'm sorry that this is a thing you guys. And then we're LARPing as California last week with another little mini earthquake.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Ground shaking in New Jersey.
Have you not been worshiping the devil enough, Bacalar? Is that the problem here?
I mean, you know, if I were a religious man, I'd think I backed the wrong horse. You know what I mean? But you know, all of that's tomfoolery. But I'm like really upset with the air here, and I really wish we would fix the air. When I'm president, I will fix the air.
Wow, it goes to show you that. Oh, go ahead, Mike. Yeah,
we
and you
can
sound good.
hear you. They can't hear you.
Okay.
I have to
Mesh
reset
test.
the mesh. Okay. Oh, in the
Fair
meantime, we
enough.
got a super chat from Chris Kish, 5676. Good day, gentlemen. I'm a new Giant Bomb fan this year, loving the shows. I'm still laughing at the Giant Bomb dev kit is a vape and some dice. That's right.
Hey, sometimes that's all it takes.
Yeah,
That's
that's
it,
all it
baby.
takes.
All right, they
Tony
hear me now.
Stark.
All right,
They
Mike,
can
you
hear
good?
you, yep.
All right, there we go.
I think
We got
that
him
they
back.
hear me now. Yeah. Hey, there was an earthquake near Russia when I was in San Francisco, and then all my, it's like right when I get there, now everybody I know is texting me like, "Are you going to die from a tsunami?" I was like, "No one here seems to care. I think I'm gonna be okay."
I actively, when I got the tsunami warning, I went to the beach to watch.
can
To ride those waves,
Yeah.
baby. Yeah.
I
Hell
was
yeah.
like, let me see it happen. Let it overtake me.
Can I ask you all about syrup?
Sure, bud. You know,
Yeah.
the
Can't stop
cousin
you.
of honey. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's related. Well, because we were at
Tree
like,
jizz.
Yeah.
Dan and I went to a chicken and waffle place, and it was fun.
Oh, Keith's Chicken and Waffles?
Maybe because it's right by your house. Because all the entrees were named after rappers.
I love that you two were in my city, also like 5 minutes away from my house, and I wasn't here.
Hey,
So,
it
like-
happens, you know?
Yeah. So and they had like this giant like cylinder full of of hot syrup, right? And it's just like pour
Carafe.
your own. Yeah, carafe. Pour your own hot syrup. And we're doing that, and Dan's like, "Man, this is so weird." I'm like, "Why?" It's like, "Oh, this like I never had warm syrup before," and like I was like, "Oh wow, another crazy Dan moment." But then like a surprising large amount of people backed him up. And we're like, "Oh yeah, I have cold syrup all the time," and I don't know if I've ever.
So people
had it
keep their
warm.
syrup in the fridge.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
So that was the other thing. I was like, I never even keep it in the fridge. It's shelf stable. And then Greg Miller texted me a picture of his syrup, and it says put it in the fridge after opening.
Yeah.
It even said 100% syrup. It's all sugar. Why does that have to go in the fridge?
No, I think, okay, I'm not 100% sure, but I do think the more real the syrup is, the more it needs to be in the fridge. I think that's the rule of thumb. If you're doing like the corn syrup, that's just like whatever, because it's just fucking bullshit. But I do believe like mold can form in real organic maple
The
syrup.
sugar. Yeah.
Yeah.
It says yes. Okay, right. Because the sugar it is what attracts
But,
the
like,
bacteria.
Yeah, I guess wet sugar can. Because like dry sugar you don't put in the fridge. You just keep that in the
Oh,
pantry.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And also while we're on this sticky subject, I could have sworn I read that like honey can literally never expire.
Honey is the one like food that really doesn't expire. It's the one. Like everything
It's
else
amazing.
does.
The
Yeah.
bees,
That's
they
a
know what they're
liquid
doing
Sugar too. Why does honey have to not go in the
because
fridge?
it's bee jizz.
Yeah, but what? That's just the process of how we got here, okay? And guess syrup is tree jizz, right? Like, what's going on here?
So many good titles for a podcast.
Yeah, but
Hey,
you
if
know
this
what?
is your
That's-
first time listening to this podcast, welcome.
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean
God.
that's what
Oh,
hooked
man,
Chris,
that's a
obviously.
terrifying idea.
No, it's exciting. It's, plant jizz is exciting.
Yeah. Okay, so keep your syrup in the fridge. Nuke it for a little bit. Come.
Well, try it. At least try it hot.
Yeah,
like
like if you're having a stack of waffles, I realize, but like I would not be against the syrup being a little warm.
I mean, there's a whole there was a brand of syrup that had like the microwave icon on it, and then you would put it in the microwave, and then that icon would turn from like black to red when it was the perfect temperature or whatever.
Oh.
Like with the whole idea of like microwave this shit. Like let's get it going.
I was
and
shocked
then-
by the amount of people who are like, "Oh yeah, I just put it on cold."
In-
That seems it's sad. I think
But-
it's sad.
But I also think this is a bit of a non-issue. Like doesn't even
this
register
is the issue
on
of our
the,
time.
but it doesn't even register on like the weird radar. Like this
No.
is not a thing at all.
For normal dance stuff, not at all. That's why I was taken aback, because to me I was like, "Here's another one of these. Oh no, here we
Yeah.
go." My microphone is lowering itself constantly like crazy. I am in an internal struggle over here. I am going to attack the first actual human I see. I'm so mad about
Well,
this.
you're doing the news now. That's for sure.
Anything else happen, gang, other than syrup?
We went to a
mishaps and
tiki
going to
bar.
the
That was
outdoors?
fun.
Oh yeah, Trader Sam's. I fucks with Trader Sam's heavy.
No. Trader
Oh.
Sam's at Disney. I went to Smuggler's Cove. Jan,
Smug-
not
oh.
everything's Disney. My God.
Yeah, Chan, you got a
Sorry,
problem, bud.
sorry.
Stop bringing it up.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, no. Okay, so I thought y'all went to a different tiki bar. Smuggler's Cove is a shit. I remember getting kicked out of there because I went inside. Well, I've gotten kicked out of there twice actually. First time was because I tried getting like commemorative tiki cups because I
Like
remember
unofficially, you were trying to steal them?
No. They were selling like Star Wars ones, and I thought like, oh, Mikey likes tiki cups. Maybe I could get into tiki
I
cups.
do.
And then I went inside asking like, yo, y'all got any more of those? And they were like, no, it's all gone. Also, we're not actually open yet. How'd you get inside? I'm like, don't leave the fucking door unlocked. Shit.
That's not on you. That's absolutely not on you. I hate that. When something like that, like you're trying to check something, you walk in, you ask them something, like, how'd you? Yeah, I hate that.
All right. What did you get? Did they do the cinnamon over the drink, Mike?
They do on some of them. I don't know if they did that for any of the ones I had. God, the best one I had was a coffee flavored one. I thought of you while I had it. It was very, very
lovely.
good. Yeah, I did get the novelty tiki mug, of course. So we said about that. We met the most New York couple ever. I think they might show up in a video. So yeah.
What does that mean?
Means they were.
You met a New York couple, and they're going to show up in a video.
They liked Mike's vibe. They invited him
They
over.
liked Dan's vibe more, I think. Dan, this guy talked about metal for a good while. Now I was like, I like Iron Maiden, and he's like, oh, I'm sorry about that for you. Right, and went back up talking
Was
about
that your New York accent?
yeah, Death Triangle.
Wow. All right. Hey, we got to make that a character. That
was
has to
special.
return.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a moment.
Manhattan Mike or something. I like
Yeah.
New York Mike Minute.
that.
Love it.
Minata, your microphone's all types of weird today. But that's okay because we're a podcast, so audio doesn't matter. It's
No,
fine.
that's what they say.
We'll fix it in post. Anyway.
I already had to start another recording because I don't worry though. I saved the other one. I'm doing great over here.
What's funny is like, why would Windows even want to do this?
Why does it do this? And why is there not an easy way to make it stop? I don't want you to. I know I'm screaming. That doesn't mean to get lower.
I love that what it's doing is that it's literally putting him like in a corner.
Mike
It
Minotti's
sounds like
dynamic range is a problem. All right, I've always said that he can get too loud, he can get too quiet. It's a problem.
If for whatever reason it's prox chat, like just right now for Mikey. Oh well.
He is too dynamic is the problem. We've known this about him for a while now. He's too dynamic of a man. Anyway, video games.
Oh yeah, video games. Yeah, sure.
I want to get this out of the way because we've talked about this quite a lot. Y'all had a very good discussion about it last week on the podcast, but I have not had the chance to talk about Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Yeah.
Holy smokes. I thought Expedition 33 was an easy lock for Game of the Year. And then I
Really?
started playing this. And then, holy smokes, I think it's just the mindless means of mashing through. And this being a video game was enough to sway me. That being said, I think I'm in sub-layer 1200 now.
Okay.
So I think that maybe near the end of the game. It feels like it. I filled out the skill tree with like the different options now. I really enjoy it. I've been the terraforming with my fists has not gotten old quite yet, but I think for me, I kind of wish the platforming was a little bit more challenging. I kind of wish it was more of the Mario flavor there versus what we have here, because so far, I can solve most of my issues just bashing through and kind of just jumping and spinning and punching out.
Yeah, the platforming is always going to kind of suffer a little bit from that design. By the way, Jan, I'm not the only one with microphone issues. Chat says they want more Jan juice. So you think about that.
Whoa, he got you.
About
Damn.
that.
Oh, no, he scolded you.
You have the challenge rooms to kind of make up for that. And I think there's a lot of those, I think specifically because of that, because they realized in order to make challenging platforming sections, you really have to have pretty bespoke levels where there's maybe not as much of the terraforming stuff and whatnot. I I don't necessarily mind that. I think it's a relatively good mix and balance.
Yeah, I think they found an artistic balance. I think where it's like they made the decision, like they didn't just find themselves here with this game where they're like, okay, we're just gonna try some stuff and see what happens. It's like, no, they had an idea in mind for what this game should be and built toward that direction, and so they established something that is really fun and kind of accommodates a lot of different play styles, the way I've been talking about it the last couple of weeks, and then it like creates opportunities for slightly different possibilities where it's like, okay, I can now take some of these materials and Breath of the Wild, combine them, throw them together, and make a bridge to cross a chasm I was never supposed to cross this way. And that to me is like such a cool thing, where that probably wouldn't and maybe shouldn't be in a Mario platformer. Mario platformers feel like they should be obstacle courses essentially. And here it's like, well, no, Donkey Kong can destroy, but he can also build if you're clever. And I like that this is enables that different side of this kind of platforming game.
Yeah, I do enjoy that. A bunch of Nintendo games will have that flexibility to like, yeah, we know you're gonna break it, so just go ahead and break it. We're not gonna hide that you can do that, because I definitely, Grub, I think you were talking last week about like sequence breaking a couple different instances,
a ton
and
of
everything.
stuff, yeah.
And I was able to do that as well with a couple things, and I'm like, oh, I love that I can do this. Like, this is great. But overall, I think the game is fantastic. I love the colors. There's certain worlds I kind of got too tired of. I don't think I like ice levels. I don't think I like snow levels. When you get blasted to, I think it may be layer 800, it's kind of like a beach-ish biome or level set. That I was just having a blast with. Mike, I'm sorry. There was a lot of big fruit. That was all that big fruit.
Apples, giant apples.
I was more concerned I didn't see Funky Kong over there because Jeff threatened something, and now I'm worried. Everyone watch out for Jeff, that's all I'm going to say.
It's coming.
It's coming. Also, the story, it's cute enough. It definitely feels like that Saturday morning cartoon style of like, there are stakes, but they're not too heavy. And also, some of the enemies, they're not that mad at you.
Yeah, and the relationships between the characters is like mostly done through fun facial animations, and like Donkey Kong's got so much personality in the way he animates that I'm just like, oh, this is maybe my favorite Donkey Kong. The way he looks and behaves, it's fantastic.
Yeah, I mentioned this when Dan and I went to the Switch 2 event, but I am a Kongvert. I didn't really have an affinity towards Donkey Kong in the original design or any of the old games, but this one 100% totally on. Two things with the game though. One, I understand that this is targeted towards kids. I do wish the boss battles were a little bit more meatier.
Something, anything.
Yeah. I just wish they had like 2 times, 3 times as much health. I think mechanically they're sound enough sometimes. It just feels like 10 seconds they die, and it's like there's all this build up to them, and it's just it's over.
Yeah, it's so fat. Like 10 seconds is not even an exaggeration. I know that someone in chat last week pointed out that they had the intro animation, the boss fight, and the defeat animation all in one 30-second clip on their Switch 2. And it's like, now you mention it, I think I had a couple like that. So yeah, and that's just a letdown. I don't know what the answer is necessarily, because I know they want to keep these things light and breezy for a vast majority of different people, and they also don't seem to love the idea of difficulty settings at Nintendo. They find other ways to increase the difficulty, which is like, hey, if you want to 100% this and find all these things, some of these bananas are going to be harder than the others. And that's where your difficulty's at. Go do that, you freak. And I'm like, oh, you know what? I like that. But then when you get to the boss fights, they haven't really found an elegant solution along those lines. So yeah, I hope they hope they solve that in the future.
And like in Odyssey with the Brutals, you could beat them very fast, but it was kind of a trick to it, right? They felt like boss fights still. Here, the trick to beating them is usually pretty easy. You just go up and you just kind of break through shit pretty quickly. You just kind of, if you stay on their ass pretty diligently, they go down very quick. Again, even just doubling your health, just so that the easy boss fight at least lasts longer, I think would be fine. The good news, and like no spoiler here, but the final boss fight's great.
Yes, it is a good boss fight.
That's dialed in very well, so I just wish more of it was a little bit like that.
Yeah, I couldn't help but think of some of the boss fights from Astrobot and how those felt like giant sweeping.
Or like Splatoon even. Like Splatoon's got some really good boss fights that would
good.
probably be like, oh, these would have been a good fit for a game like this.
Even the old Donkey Kong Country games, the way they handle it. And I don't necessarily love this, but and this is a little bit what Astrobot does and does it well, where the bosses are kind of just platforming challenges and you sort of wait for the moment where you can hit them, right? So you're just kind of dodging stuff, and then when the game says you can hit them, you do that. That is one way around it, and a lot of these kind of games do that. I do like the idea of boss fights that, like, no, if you can get in there, you can attack them. It just isn't very well tuned for that. They don't have enough health.
Yeah, I think that is like maybe the solution is like make a boss fight the level. And I'm like, or like a Shadow of the Colossus beast or something like that. I'm like climbing up it, and like maybe it's made of some materials that sometimes you can punch through, and you have to do stuff on your way up to the top of the head to deliver the final blow. I mean, we're game designing, we're fantasy booking now, but still, like clearly there are other things they could have done other than just make them so simple that they go by in a blink of an eye.
Yeah, my other qualm is very, very minor, but if there is at all a slope in a video game, I think if you have the equivalent of a rolling ability or like a butt stomp, you should always be able to slide down that whole thing.
Oh, sure. The Apex Legends style slide where it's just like as soon as you start it, if you're on a slope, you just keep going forever. I agree with that.
Yeah, because, you know, there's a lot of hills in this video game, and Donkey Kong has like a forward somersault roll. I just wanted him to go down that whole thing. That's it.
Yep.
That being said, you can rip off the ground and use it as like a little skateboard or snowboard. That ability, I also wish was more useful, or had more instances to be used.
You can get creative with that. That's one of those things where that has helped me with some sequence breaking before, for sure.
Okay. But yeah, otherwise, this is another one of those games where I cannot stop smiling.
Yep. And then they also they like focus on the fun. I do like the balloons. It's like bring back the balloons from the other games and give it a different ability other than lives. And here it's like, okay, if you fall off an edge, it just brings you right back up. And it's like, you know what? Yeah, that makes sense. Like the punishment for falling off a ledge should be pretty minor because like, you just want to get back and try the jump again. And that's exactly what this enables. I thought that was a pretty good solution. Well, it makes the game easier, but in a way that just makes it a faster paced game in a very good way.
I don't mind the Bonanza power-up animals, too. Some of them, though, they look too freaky.
Yeah, they're kind of freaky looking.
Yeah. It felt like they were sitting there at the design dock, the blueprint, and they were thinking, all right, do we go for the horse from the movie Spirit? No, that's too sexy. You can't do that.
No.
Or do you have some weird Fern Gully, Land Before Time, fucked up animal monstrosities? And they kind of went like that way instead.
Yeah. Muscles on muscles.
They're freaks and I like them, but they are not welcome in my home.
No, yeah. No, I'm glad they're out there doing what they do, but I do not wish to be friends with them.
Like no spoilers, but they gave beefy arms to things that shouldn't have arms, and it's deeply upsetting.
Everything has gorilla muscles, and an ostrich just shouldn't. It just shouldn't have gorilla muscles.
Yeah. I don't like I will purposely after some bananas you need those abilities to get to, I will de-transform so the screen that you get when you collect the banana isn't with one of those monstrosities.
I kind of like their faces when I do prefer DK's face when he gets a banana. He's got that big kind of toothy grin that I think is great. Yeah. But the pose they do, all those banana mania things, is very good. I usually still enjoy those.
Yeah.
Banana mania, huh?
Yeah, that's what I got.
It's the name of the game.
Donkey Kong's Banana Mania.
Speaking about one game that is a new entry into the franchise, Jeff Grubb, you have checked out Ninja Gaiden Ragebound.
Wait, I'm sorry, not your best segue, Jed. Most of these games are new entries in a franchise.
Well, that's just where the industry is at right now.
It's a commentary.
The run of the show here, there's not a lot of those.
It's a commentary on the state of the industry.
Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. Yeah, I loved Ninja Gaiden on the Nintendo Entertainment System. We played that all the time as a kid. I think I eventually got to the very end and then couldn't beat the boss rush at the end. So I never beat the original Ninja Gaiden. Yeah. Liked the Xbox games for sure. Played a bunch of those. Don't know if I ever
yeah.
like completed those, but they're very good.
They were
very good.
hard.
They're hard,
Yeah.
and that's the whole idea. And they're great because they were hard.
Yeah.
This game is definitely a successor to the NES and arcade style games. A little informed by the later games, but it's just a really good one of what it's trying to be, and that is a 2D action game that makes you feel cool and gives you a lot of opportunities to express yourself through the various abilities of the characters. The kind of the hook here is you're a ninja, and you get paired up with a ninja from a rival clan who becomes like sort of your ghost partner. She becomes your odd rock essentially. And she could throw the shuriken, or what it's called, the little pointy things. She could throw those, and you have the sword. You could do both at the same time, but when you use her powers, it uses a little bit of meter. But then there's a powerful move that she has like once per round or once per level, and it's it's very cool. But it gets better when you start getting into the challenge stages, and you have to sort of use all of these abilities, and it's platforming abilities. It is like very offensive combat abilities, like this guillotine spin move, where if you jump in the air and you hit the attack button or hit the jump button right as you're about to be hit, you'll bounce off them, very similar to like a Cuphead, something like that. And that figures into both the platforming and the combat. There's just a lot of opportunities to look and feel cool, and the game knows how to build levels around that. And so I've been really into it. And then you get to the boss fights, and the boss fights are, the pattern recognition thing you kind of want from a 2D action game. And I've really enjoyed those. They've taken me about 4 or 5 tries in some cases, and I think it's the right level of difficulty. And once you dial it in, you like look up at the screen and you're just doing the coolest stuff and feeling very ninja-like. And I've been very happy with the game so far because of that. So yeah, I'm maybe halfway through, and I'm going to keep playing it.
I've only played a little bit of it, but I've been enjoying it quite a bit. Did you play The Messenger, Jeff?
I played
I
some of
did.
The Messenger. Yeah, didn't super click for me, The Messenger. I know you love it.
I loved The Messenger, and like one of my things I liked about it was, you kind of used all these things in the environment and like the enemy projectiles and enemies as like ways to get extra jumps, and that's you talked about, but that's in this game, and I don't know, I love that stuff. I think it's super satisfying.
They definitely build the entire levels around that. Like you can tell when there's an opportunity for you to do like an extra jump and there's something hidden. They make it very clear. There's an enemy that will respawn in a specific point, even if you kill it, so that you can get up there and try to do it. So it's pretty friendly in terms of its design. It wants you to feel cool. It's not trying to like hide anything here, and so it feels very considerate. This is from the team that made Blasphemous and Blasphemous 2. I know has some fans.
Yeah, those were solid games.
Yeah. This does feel like it's they continue to get better at making these kinds of games, and
Nice.
I'm super into it.
Is Ryu fighting the Catholic Church here?
You actually play as Kenji, but Ryu shows up, but no, he's not fighting the Catholic. Well, I guess I don't know for sure. Seem pretty Catholic-y.
I get it. All right, gang. My vision is getting blurry because I think I got a migraine coming on, but I took some medicine, so we're fine. We're okay. Time will heal all, just like time flies. It's a very small game that I have been checking out. Kind of want to do a quick look of it, but it's like a 2-hour game, so I don't want to spoil too much. This is very much akin to kind of like an Untitled Goose Game, where you are an animal and you have a various set of to-dos to do. But the funny thing about this is you are a fly, and based on your location, it pulls up like World Health Organization data as to how long a fly lives for. So in the United States, apparently a fly will live for 70 seconds, according
on
to the data
average.
here. On average, I don't know. I didn't read too much into it.
It's got to be on average, right? Yeah.
On average, I believe, yes. So your runs in this game, depending on where you live, are as long as a fly will live on average. So in the United States, it's about 76 seconds. So every run that you have in this game is 76 seconds to complete your to-do list.
That's so funny.
And if you perhaps, die at the end of those 76 seconds, or you run into an obstacle, say you buzz yourself on accident on like a light bulb or drown somewhere, you die and you restart the next run. And you were supposed to complete, it's about 10 tasks, I believe, all in one run, but the great thing is you see all of your previous flies there. So
Oh, fun.
in one run, I accidentally burned myself on a light bulb, and then my fly fell straight to the ground. The next run, I see that same fly that was burned by a light bulb there, and then
So
the
do you mean
various
that they're
flies-
like, are you seeing them like ghosts like flying around, or do you
No.
just see their dead bodies?
dead bodies?
Just their
Hell yeah.
carcasses
Hell
piling
yeah.
up.
Okay,
Yeah.
I love that.
So the game is very, very simple. It's just black and white, very simple art style, but there is a lot of character into it. It definitely feels like the type of game where they encourage you to poke around. And yeah, it's cute. Time flies. Maybe we'll try and get a quick look up.
Yeah, this looks cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember playing this at an SGF like last year or something. It's kind of like that Stanley Parable vibe. It's just go in there and fuck around, see what happens. Yeah, it's neat stuff.
Yes, I dig it a lot. And gosh, flying around is very fun. Just like Mike Minotti has been flying around in the galaxy, the Outer Wilds.
Yes, this was my punishment from Dan, who trounced us in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3+4. Beloved kind of puzzle game from 2019. I found out I failed 2019 as a year really badly. Like, at the time, I had not played this, Resident Evil 2 Remake. I didn't play through Control, Sekiro. So I've been doing a 2019 apology tour, basically, lately. I think I'm just going to play Control after this to complete all of that. But yeah.
Mike, the cool kids are now calling it the Revenge Tour.
Oh, okay, gotcha. The Mike Minotti Revenge Tour, where I kill everyone who's wronged me. I mean, play video games from 2019.
Sounds like someone else's Ragebound.
It's funny because I know people love this game.
I can't read your top 10 list from 2019 unless I joined GB Max. Oh, no. Okay. Well,
I
here's...
shouldn't be behind a paywall. I think it was my game of the year was Fire Emblem Three Houses, and I like that game, but it already would not be that anymore for sure. But it's funny because I still somehow didn't really know what this game was about. I kind of figured out it was something kind of like Myst. I knew that. It was some kind of first-person puzzle thing. I didn't, and something about space was involved. I had no idea about some of the other aspects of it, like the time loop and all stuff. I'm still afraid of spoiling the game because I really liked that it wasn't spoiled for me somehow. And I did kind of go into
the reality is like for a game like this is unless you are intending to play it imminently, people talk about it and nothing really sinks in. So like I've definitely talked about this game, probably said a bunch of the things that happened, and they just didn't register you because they weren't in context for you. Once they're in context, that game has so many secrets and cool things to it. It's incredible.
Yeah, that's like, the crux of it is that you have a whole solar system to explore. And try to figure out why basically the sun explodes and everybody dies at the end of the cycle. When that happens, you wake up and you start the cycle again. You carry nothing over but knowledge. And even at first in the game, I'm like, okay, am I going to get like some upgrades for me or my ship? I'm going to get some like items. No, it's really just...
You'll get upgrades, but to your brain.
Yeah, it's all just knowledge. And it's so fun just going out there first, establishing a base layer of knowledge, like learning. Okay, this is this planet. Sand is moving from one of the planets to the other one over here, and this planet has a moon that's just shooting volcanic rocks at it. Just
It's amazing.
Just trying to understand what's going on everywhere in this weird solar system, while slowly piecing together elements of the backstory, so you can then kind of understand what you even need to be doing, right? Because at first that's not even clear.
Right.
Like, what's even happening? What do I need to do? What am I trying to accomplish here? And kind of like 10 hours in, you sort of get to that point where I'm like 15 hours in right now, so feel like I'm starting to make some leeway into solving the mystery. It's like then I'm like, do these runs have a lot of purpose now? And it's not just kind of flying around, seeing what I can sort of learn. Because of the way my brain works, sometimes I get frustrated when I think I'm pulling on a thread and I think the thread's about to end and I was doing something really hard and I get somewhere and it's like, oh, I'm still missing like one or two things actually here, and then nothing important seems to be happening like I think it is. Now, a lot of times something important is happening and I am learning something that's going to help me out somewhere. So that's not really a problem with the game. That's just a way Mikey brain works sort of thing. But
I gotta say, that game scared the shit out of me.
Oh,
Actually, yeah. That's one of like the few games that left. It was just unnerving at some points.
I agree, Cool Jan. There's something that happens with the vastness of space. It's poking the same thing that bothers me about like the ocean at night. And it is so good at creating that sense of like nothingness and these cosmic entities that are monstrous and just inherently scary due to their size. It fucking terrified me. Like I legit got dizzy a few times and was just like, I need to like play this maybe a couple more feet back, you know?
All of that was like true for me, Backlar, but like the way my brain works is like that feels like a warm blanket. It's like, yeah, wrap me in this. Yes.
Uncut gems, comfort
Yes, it's
food,
a very,
right?
very similar. Like my brain's like overwhelmed by this, and it's like, well, I want to keep pushing and explore and explore and explore. It fits very well with my brain that way. But yes, and I agree with your assessment of it for sure. And then there's parts of it that are legitimately like scary. It's
It's great though.
It's
I
special.
played
never
it.
played the DLC. I'm realizing.
Yeah,
I should
neither
do
did
that.
I.
yeah.
Die.
Cause I'm streaming while I play this. Everyone keeps asking me if I'm playing the DLC, and I'm like, I have no idea what that would even be for a game like this.
Yeah.
But apparently there's a whole other kind of mystery there.
You could go straight to that if you wanted to, right?
Yeah.
It's one of those
The
games where
DLC?
it's like if you know what you're doing, you can go right to it.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, to the end and to that stuff. Yes, you should be able to go right to the DLC.
Is it like a Myst where you? I think I'll tell you what. I'm playing Myst. This game's a lot more like Myst than I was even expecting. But is it like a Myst where if you know what to do, you can just beat it right away?
Oh yeah. Oh yes. Yep. I definitely like tried to do that run as fast as I possibly could a couple of times. I told this to Mike. Backlar, Jan, do you guys know who was like the producer on this game?
No.
Masi Oka.
What?
Yes, Hero from Heroes, and he worked as a special effects supervisor on ILM for years and years. He's like one of the main guys that developed the water technology at ILM, and then he was Hero on Heroes, and then he made this. He's still an actor on like maybe Hawaii Five-0 was a couple of years ago. But he was on that. He's, I think, the most interesting man in the world. I think legitimately.
Wow.
Yeah.
A renaissance
Masi
man.
Oka.
Yes, like legitimately good at everything he does. Like funny, entertaining, brilliant, like world class brilliant. It's a cool
suddenly
thing.
want to drive a Nissan Versa.
I didn't know that. That is unbelievable.
Isn't that cool? Yeah, that's one of my favorite facts about that game. It's just like a cool dude doing cool things.
Damn.
I just like flying around space.
Yep, it's a good feeling.
Yeah, I used to be a really big Star Trek guy, and we have some good Star Trek games, but there's never been like the Star Trek game that really encompasses everything about what Star Trek, is and what kind of makes it neat. This isn't exactly that, but there is something about the whole taking off and landing on planets, and there's something kind of physicky and science-y about this, and the exploration and the learning and the discovery that is scratching that itch. I just love piloting my little spaceship and getting weird with gravity.
Yes.
And like having weird close calls. Like that one planet, it kind of has like a hollow equator at pretty early on in the run. And I thought I was autopiloting to it, but something messed up, so I was coming in way too hot, but I was able to maneuver, so I went right through that hollow equator. Like it was like right threading the needle. I was like, oh, that was scary, but felt good.
You're right. Like your little spaceship, you can kind of tell it's like a miniature solar system, which is like you're in a wooden spaceship, and like then the physics like really click into place when you consider that. It's like they probably modeled this to like have a certain level of gravity that works, even though it's like a couple miles wide. This entire solar system. And yeah, I just enjoy thinking about the way that they kind of pieced all the math together here. That stormy planet. My first time landing on there and all the things that happened on that planet, like the first time when you don't know how to navigate it, is just like best moment in video games in a lot of ways. Where it's like, oh my god, this is such a cool thing.
That's a good example of like pretty early on, I figured out something in the Bramble Planet where I went through kind of this maze. I found a guy, and at the end, all I did was find this thing. It was like, wow, this thing is immune to electricity. I was like, well, can I take some with me? Am I gonna make my ship like an insulator? What's going on here? Why does this help me? Then way later, I was like, oh, that knowledge is useful here. Also, scouts in the game.
What?
You're the scout.
Come again?
Yep.
Scout, Jan's dog Scout, but he's a camera now.
Yeah, he's a camera.
Oh,
that's
sure.
what the camera's
And every
called.
time I set him out, I'm like, go ahead, go Scout. And I'll say Scout, please, when he like misses or
Just
something.
the name. But okay, good job. Yeah, you got there.
Even that though is great because, like, again, you have this thing of like, I mean, this is mildly useful. I can send out a camera. Then, as you play the game, you figure out all
Everything.
sorts of other uses. It's
Yeah.
basically your one tool, right?
Yep.
And
I
it's
forgot
very useful.
to bring this up during the band section, but you know, when you go backpacking, you kind of just settle and find a site to place your tent and everything. The place we were hiking to, we wound up setting up camp next to a group of Boy Scouts, and let me tell you, Boy Scouts that are 12 to 15 are terrible at
Yes.
telling stories.
Oh, they're the worst. Yeah, they're terrible at everything.
I was gonna
Boy
say,
Scout.
yeah, it's not just stories.
Like
for
one
sure,
of them was
yeah.
very polite and was just like, "Hey, you guys have a good hike? Cool. You guys need your water purified? We have some straws if you need them.
You need
No.
knots? You need a bunch of knots?
That's all I could do is knots. What's your job? Knots.
Just knots. Various
Can you
knots.
not?"
I'm glad that I just played video games when I was 15 because I was so deeply uninteresting. I'm glad I didn't bother too many people.
I just avoided them mostly. Yeah.
Yeah, just like I'll
worked
go
out.
in here and I'll watch Star Trek and play a lot of GameCube. Don't worry.
So to bring the two together, I think I am going to do maybe not hiking, but actually do a camp out night in my backyard. Set up I'm looking at outdoor TVs. Who knows if I'll be able to afford one, but if I can, I'm going to set one up outdoors, and I'll play the Outer Wilds DLC that I've never played before, and I want to play that outside by a
cool.
campfire and like just have like completely vibe out for like a day.
Get
or
a
two.
banjo.
4D.
Yeah.
4D.
Yeah.
You want the 4D
I
experience.
want the 4D experience. Yeah, I'll backyard. You can come over and shake my chair when the spaceship is going.
Amazing.
Well, let's stick into the wide void of space because Mike Minati, you have been playing Gradius Origins.
I decided I was going to pronounce that however Jan says because I say Gradius a lot. I think I might be wrong. So I was like, all right,
It's
whatever.
definitely Gradius.
Don't
Jan
go with
says.
me for pronunciation.
No, it's Gradius Origins now. This is another collection of classic Capcom games. This one's actually coming out on the 7th, so 2 days away from here. I was able to get a code and been checking it out mostly on my Switch too. I'm pretty sure it's just a Switch code, right? They've been doing a lot of these. A lot of really good Castlevania ones. There was a decent Contra collection not too long ago. So you have the first three Gradiuses, and then also the Salamander games, which is just a Gradius spin-off. The first one came out here as Life Force. Then there was also a Salamander 2 that they're all arcade games, but there was also a PlayStation 1 version of that. So these are all, very classic shmups. The whole thing with the Gradius games is the way the upgrades work. And you get those options, which is just like the balls that follow you and shoot the same exact weapons you do. And I love that they're called options for some reason. You have incredible music because it's Konami. The really neat thing here is that kind of like those Castlevania collections we had where there was like, oh, they remade Haunted Castle, so there's a whole new game in here, blah, blah, blah. Here, there's just Salamander 3, and it's an entirely brand new shmup. Entirely new game, very much in the style of the other ones. It's kind of like, oh, what if they had made another Salamander like the late 90s, but it was still kind of pixel-based? Or kind of like, remember those Rebirth games we had from Konami that were made by M2, who, again, made Salamander 3 here. It was like Castlevania Rebirth. There's even a Gradius Rebirth. It's kind of like one of those, where it's like, oh, this is very familiar and similar, but new. Yeah, playing through that is super neat, and it's super fun. It looks great. It sounds great.
Gradius always look cool.
Yeah, Gradius does look cool. Even like the NES ports, like Gradius one, I thought looked really neat. I played through that on NSO not so long ago and still had a good time with it. This is, again, pretty much the arcade versions. There are like multiple versions of most of these games though. So you can play like the Japanese version or North American version, or like Revision 2 of the Japanese version.
This is M2 doing the ports, and they're known for making sure they always are very comprehensive, and they do great ports as well. Like these games are probably running correct because it's M2.
Right, and there's even like a lot of options, not the things that follow your ship, like things in a menu. Like the games are kind of meant to be emulated perfectly, but you can like go into the options and like fix bugs and things like that that's bothering. There's just a lot of room for customization there. And then when you're playing through the game too, you can just play through it like normal. Since there are arcade ports, you can just add a bunch of quarters so you have a ton of continues. But there's even things like, you know, invincibility mode where you just can never die, or a practice mode where if you die, it kind of rewinds to a checkpoint for you so you can keep trying a certain sequence over and over until you get that figured out. 'Cause that's a lot of these games. You want to beat them legit. You want to beat them one quarter, right? It's a lot of memorization and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, it's funny. I never was a big shmup guy growing up, but I have more appreciation for them now. Gradius is about as iconic shmup series as there is. So you have all that old stuff here, and then Salamander 3 is this brand new game that's just there. That's super neat. I love that.
This is Origins, the one that's coming out next week, or in 2 days. Excuse me.
Yep, on the 7th. So
Got it.
yeah,
It's
good stuff.
It's $40 on Steam, but you can get it for $36 when it launches. Of course, 10% off thing.
I feel like Geometry Wars kind of killed my interest in shmups.
Yeah, I think. Well, I get what you mean, because it's like a similar idea, but it has a very it's very fast paced, and you can like see the ending. Like, you know, the round's probably gonna last for like 5 minutes, and so that arcade loop maybe works a little bit better at home in something like that. But I've been getting back into shmups like Mike recently. The Dodonpachi, I was just playing it again the other night. That's the one that really did it for me. I'm like, oh, this is really good. It like feels modern. It also feels like the hitbox is appropriate, because it's a bullet hell shooter, which means there's bullets everywhere for you to hit, and you kind of have to like weave your way through it. And it's on the generous side of, boy, it feels like I just narrowly missed that, and it kind of like maybe clipped the front of my ship, but it didn't blow up my ship because the hitbox is small. And I think I really like that, because I do feel like I'm able then to weave between all these bullets and just, again, feel cool like a Ninja Gaiden. Dodonpachi makes me feel awesome, makes me feel like a god gamer when I'm like in the zone and dodging all that stuff. And that's not something you get from a ton of games right now. So I'm glad they're still out there doing their thing. I'm going to pick up this Gradius one. I looked on Steam. M2 also did a Darius collection, which is like Taito's ripoff series. Honestly, it could be older than Gradius. I really don't know. And so I'm going to check that out as well. I like some shmups.
I hope we get a Parodius collection now, which was Konami. It's just like parody Gradius made by them. Like, it's the same exact gameplay, but the boss, instead of a giant robot, is a Vegas showgirl. Stuff like that. Right. A lot of penguins everywhere and just really goofy stuff. I always thought it looked so fun, but never really had much of an opportunity to play them. I don't think we've had a good Parodius port in a long time.
And then Jan's got to play Cho Aniki.
Yes,
The oily, muscly dude shooter. That's a classic. They've got a bunch of those in the collection now.
I feel like it'd only be right if Nikki and I were in the same room, both covered in baby oil.
Exactly. That's right. Yeah, we could do that now because we don't have HR.
Exactly. They wouldn't have stopped us anyway.
That's right. Yeah, they would be like, yeah, this makes sense.
Darius, that's the guy from Hootie and the Blowfish, right?
That's right.
Darius Rucker.
Yeah, he does that version of Wagon Wheel that I like more than the other. Like, the music snobs get mad at me that I like the cover better than the original. And then I say, well, Bob Dylan actually came with that song at a jam session. And then they roll their eyes so hard at me.
Folks, I've been called occasionally the king of the segue, but all it is just a bunch of wordplay, just like Jeff has been playing wordplay.
Wow.
So last week, Bacalar and I were, staring wide-eyed at each other, not knowing what to do with this website because you all abandoned us.
Yeah.
And he mentioned that Northern Lion had started playing this wordplay game, and I was like, well, let's do this dumb paddle game. And then I realized we were probably going to get frustrated with that and need to kill some more time, and that was correct.
We did play that for an hour.
Yeah, we played for now. Listen,
paddle.
we did way better than I was expecting us to do. I thought we would probably fail on the second thing and be like, this is stupid, let's give up. We got 6 or 7 segments in. It was great. It was a good time.
Yes.
And then I played that gorilla versus 100 men game, and men
right.
won. The men won. They destroyed me on the moon as a gorilla. Men won.
They needed the moon though.
They beat me on Earth too. And then we started up Wordplay, which is Balatro meets Scrabble /Boggle, and it's that simple, and it's also that good. It is. So we played it, and I was having fun. Like the Bacalar, Chuck, and I were just throwing words out there, trying to learn how to use essentially the jokers to maximize stuff. And we were playing on the normal difficulty. And we got through a run, and we did another run, and I was immediately like, as soon as we got done with UPF, played it basically for the rest of the weekend when I had like 10 minutes here or there. And it's really well done. Like I'm just sitting here on the keyboard, just typing out words, trying to see if I can get as long as of a word as possible, because the longer it is, it starts getting bonus points there at the end. You know, like the sixth and seventh slot are worth 5 bonus points. The 8th spot is worth 10, and so on. And then it's like, okay, that works to a degree, but like Balatro, you really got to start getting all of the jokers to help you out and make sure that you are getting as big a multiple as possible and as many bonus points as possible. And ideally, you're going to need some synergy, especially if you start playing on the higher difficulty settings. So I was able to do that, got through like normal and then hard, and I think I'm on legendary difficulty now, which I think is the highest difficulty, and I haven't been able to beat that yet. But coming like crafting, theory crafting about the best ways to use some of these bonuses has been really rewarding. There was one where it's like, okay, I have a joker that gives me a bonus if I have 2 vowels. And then it gives me a bonus if I have 2 of the same letter. There's another one that gives me a bonus if I have 2 of the same letter next to each other. So if I have, 2 E's next to each other, that'll be good. And then I got another one that's like, you get a multiple for every E you have in the word. I'm like, okay, now these are stacking. And I could start like really trying to work my way in that direction. And you have the ability to refresh your tile set a certain number of times, and you can earn more of those. So it's all about balancing these resources along with trying to synergize your jokers to survive as long as you can. And I'm at a point now where it's like I really feel like I'm on its wavelength, and
Nice.
it delivers in the way that a game that is trying to rip off Balatro should. It has all the kind of the same satisfying math, and so yeah, really, really enjoying it.
Wordplay.
It's very
Wordplay.
cool, very smart. I think it was hard for me to like. It was hard to like help, like, but that's not a criticism. It's
No.
You're just watching. It's like,
Right. Because it's like you like the way I wouldn't have been able to help you if you were playing Backlar, because I have to like kind of type the words out.
Yeah.
Like, that's how I was playing, and it's like if I can't do that, it's like maybe I could spot something. Like Chuck was having a good time helping because it was clearly fitting with his brain. But,
right,
yeah.
with his broken brain.
Yeah, just deeply broken.
Just
Disgusting.
dysfunctional, only works for wordplay. No, yeah, that game's, and it's just the polish on it's really nice. I think they did a really great presentational job.
It's not as like Bing Pow Whiz like Balatro is. Balatro is like, hey, basically you're gonna feel like you're playing a slot machine. This is not doing exactly that, but it is still presented very slickly.
Yeah, it's like
just,
Figma. It's like it was made in Figma.
Yeah, it does feel like it was made in
there we
Figma.
go.
Right. There
Yeah.
we go. We got our quota. We've hit our quota.
Yeah, and then they should start paying us. Yeah,
Yeah.
They should think about sponsoring us.
And they
Hey.
should give us some stock. That's what they should do.
Yeah.
Give us some stock 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, give us some backdate it. There's nothing
Do
wrong
that.
with that. That's legal. I
You're
think.
allowed to do that, right?
Yeah.
It's like, I meant to. I
their
just
stuff.
didn't get around to it.
But yeah, I like it's one of those games where I think if you like Balatro and you like Boggle, they have combined those two things in a very satisfying way, and I could see myself like this is going to be one of those games I'm playing through the end of the year.
Fantastic. I have discovered one of those for me. Gang,
Did you play this? Okay.
does it count as an intervention if you just submit yourself to have the intervention amongst
Yeah.
your friends? Yeah.
100%. That shows maturity.
Okay. A couple years ago, I had a very big problem with a game called Super Auto Pets.
Yeah, we remember.
And that was a game that was basically like a TFT, so like a team fight tactics. It was like an auto chess of sorts.
What are the horse
combining-
girls doing now?
No. Well, there may be horses in this. I haven't gone that far yet. I saw one Ben GP, Ben Pack, friend of the website, my dear friend, my work wife, posting about this yesterday, or I saw it this morning, and I thought, what is this? This looks cool. Merge Maestro.
Someone
is a-
recommended this to all of us. I saw that as well. This is popping off now. I downloaded it. I haven't touched it, Jan, so I'm looking forward to hearing what
Delete
it's
it,
about.
Grub. Delete it now.
Oh, no.
It's only
It's too
$2.40.
late for me.
What do we have to lose?
Time. my life, my livelihood, because this is. It feels like it is. You take a match 3, you throw in a super auto pets kinda, and it's like a wave based match 3 game.
But what is it? Like it's
A wave
just
based
weird
match 3 game.
But it's like emojis?
Is
Yes.
it like Suika game where you're combining fruits into bigger fruits?
So you it is a wave based. Turn based and wave based match 3 game where you're using your tile sets. It's also a tile game. Holy shit! To do damage. So as you place down your tiles, those will do damage to enemies that pop up at the beginning of every wave. And initially, you start with 10 tiles, and they all do about 1 damage each. But then, as you complete a wave, you will acquire new tile sets or new emojis, let's just call them emojis, to replace your original just numbered sets. So 1 through 8 or 1 through 10 will get replaced with, oh, now you have a newspaper. Now you have a dagger. Now you have like a demon face. And these different emojis will have different abilities that synergize off of each other. And you replace your original tile sets. So now after you combine a 1 and a 1 to add up to a 2, instead of adding up to a 2, it now becomes a dagger. So the dagger, as that pops up on screen when you first summon it or put it onto your tile set, your match 3 set, that will do damage to the enemies. And gang, this it's bad.
This is wild.
It seems nefarious. I'm not gonna lie. Like it seems.
Yeah, everything about it is like tickling my underbrain.
It seems engineered with the worst possible interests in mind.
Yes. Because this ticks off the like kind of super auto pets part of my brain, but also the like Slay the Spire-esque part of my brain where it like becomes that type of card battler. Within each wave, you have like about 4 or 5 turns. So those turns include placing a tile onto your board or combining your different tiles on your board. And like, you can get pretty snappy with it. The game can move pretty quick. And then at the top of the screen, you will see the different enemies that are you are in danger of getting attacked by. But those go by super quick. Game very slick. I think emojis may not work in movies, but they may work too well in video games. Merge Maestro is that. This is going to be bad.
When I see a game like this, I almost see like someone in a back alley being like, you want to try this? Oh yeah. First one's free.
So wait. So when I attack when I combine.
You attack when you combine 2 similar tiles, or when you place a tile down.
Okay, and so am I trying to be precious about like, okay, I have 2 swords right now, or 2 daggers. Do I want to like save those? But should I merge those when there's a bigger enemy on the screen, or is it kind of like, willy nilly? I should just keep trying to combine things.
I think at first you want to be a little bit precious because as you complete more waves, your original tile set of just numbers gets replaced very quickly with different emojis with different abilities. Like Ben Pack had a little thread on Blue Sky where he said like, oh man, at the end of this, my octopi was doing 1,000,000 damage. And then as soon as I read that sentence, I knew I would be in danger.
Yeah, that's a crazy thing. That like I know exactly how you get there. So okay, all right, let's do this.
This God, this is gonna be bad. I didn't realize. Jeff, are you playing this on your phone?
Yes.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's like with me everywhere now.
Oh no.
I bought it.
It's gonna follow you home like the ghost from Haunted Mansion.
God, it follows.
There's a market. Okay, should I buy a paddle, a clapperboard, or a candle? What the fuck?
Get a candle. That's more ghosty.
Okay.
Like,
oh God, it's I was able to shake Super Auto Pets, and I finally get over that recently though I've thought about getting back into it, but then this came across my radar, and this is bad. This is just all bad. I'm going to assume WWE 2K25 and Mario Paint were from last week.
Oh yeah, that's probably right. Yes.
Okay.
Although
Wow,
Mario
Jeff.
Paint's still good.
Get your shit together here, leaving games on the board. Oh my god.
Oh,
we
God.
leave for 1 week, and all of a sudden you have, I have 4 times as much work to do, so I'm going to get mildly sloppy and something that doesn't matter. Wow.
If you yell at me about this, you won't notice all the fire I started. So this is good.
Last thing on the list here before we head to break and then get to the news. Jeff Grubb, you've been futzing around with the 8-bit Do 64.
Yeah. The controller came in here. Check it out, everybody. It's the
Wow,
8-bit
that's
Do
right.
64.
What
Yes.
it do?
It's got the 6 buttons so it has one analog stick like the N64 button, or N64 controller, and then it has the D-pad right next to it. And then in 8-bit Do have the 6 buttons. So there's the A and B button, and then the 4 C buttons. And I've been testing out N64 games with it, mostly through emulation right now. It'll work with the analog 3D when that finally arrives. Although I'm getting something from DHL. I hope it's that, but maybe that's a bit too early. I can't remember when that's supposed to come.
Isn't DHL amazing?
It's crazy. It's just amazing. The Germans, they run it on time over there. I think it's a German company. So what I like about this is I like playing N64 games a lot, but the button layout on an Xbox controller is a little strange, so that sometimes you have to apply the C buttons to the right analog stick, and I never love that.
No.
I'll get used to it. I'll play games that way. Whatever. I'm emulating and playing for free. I'm not going to complain. But this is better, having it just dedicated to the C buttons that are actually on this controller. And then also it's like 6 face buttons. So I'm like, could I like play Street Fighter like on here as like a pad fighter and make that work? And yeah, it mostly works. There's a bit of a gap between the A and B and the C buttons,
Right.
and they're a different size. Again, that's like the N64 controller, but I can hit the A button and the down C button at the same time with one finger press. So to me, that's like, okay, I can like do some of these combos that would be common maybe in a fighting game occasionally. But the way it feels, great. I mean, 8-bit Do's just got all this stuff down now, where the D-pad is fantastic. The analog stick has the concentric circles and the convex sort of dome like a N64 controller. So it's like it's going for that, and it feels great. The triggers they're not like analog triggers like the N64 triggers, but they also feel excellent. So it's just the build quality is fantastic, and it's been working very well. Now there is like a time where a lot of like Xbox 360 controllers, or Xbox One controllers, I should say, just automatically map to a lot of these emulators. So you start using them, and the emulators are like, yeah, I recognize this. Here's the setup that you should probably be using, and go. This is not doing that, so I have to set it up manually. But that's probably for the best, because I do want it to just be like, no, this is an N64 controller with the N64 buttons. So let's make sure it's good to go. I think it's probably going to work out of the box with the analog 3D, though.
Yeah, it looks really neat. My thing is just, if I'm going that far to get a custom N64 style controller, I think I would just want it to like be an N64. I would want to have the penis,
Yes, you want
Z
the
trigger.
Of course, yes, your controller should have a penis. I I'm not noticing anything with this controller that like is finally I can do this because I don't have the penis in the way anymore. No, it's like everything on the N64 was always built with that those three prongs in mind. So even games that like there's I guess there is Blues Brothers 2000, Mike, did require me to use both the D-pad and the analog stick at some points. And so maybe
game for that.
Messed up.
this is my new Blues Brothers 2000 controller right here. So yeah,
Let's
that's
run
it.
it again.
Oh fuck. Oh god, no.
Yeah, the boss rush mode of Blight Club, where all 3 of you have to play through everything again.
It's out now. It started shipping, so people can check it
Fantastic.
out. But yeah, I'm happy with it.
Lovely, lovely. Folks, that about does it for video game talk and what we've been playing. We're going to go take a quick bricky break, and on the other side of that, Jeff Grubb will be chatting to you about the news right after this. This is Jeff Grubb with the news. This is Jeff Grubb.
That's right. I got news for you, everybody. Let's get into it. Nintendo's going to hold an Indie World live stream this Thursday. Details, it'll be focused on indie games. Obviously, it's going to be 15 minutes or around 15 minutes. That is August 7th at 6 a.m. Pacific time, 9 a.m. Eastern. Or I'm sorry, wait, it's got 6 a.m. and 9 p.m. I must have mistyped that. Yeah, I think it's going to be 6 a.m. Pacific time, 9 a.m. Eastern. I'll talk over it. We'll talk over it, Jan. You just sleep in. It's just an indie direct.
Can I sleep in?
You can sleep in too, Mike.
No, I'll be there.
9 a.m. What are we doing, bud?
Oh, and that's.
Oh, never mind. I forgot.
Oh, I had such a hard time getting out of bed today. I even got enough sleep. I don't know. I have a sleep up. I got enough sleep, and it was still miserable.
That's a problem. Why don't you see your fake doctor dad about it?
It just told me not to point at stars or open umbrellas indoors. It's not helpful, Dad.
Or your salt over your shoulder before you go to sleep.
I'm looking at your chart here. Has any black cats crossed your path lately?
This is, of course, separate from the partner direct that happened last week. That had some, pretty decent announcements in it. Octopath Traveler 0, The Adventure of Elliot, The Millennium Tales, another HD 2D game. The Adventure of Elliot, The Millennium Tales, Jan. Did I stutter?
This is the Philadelphia, not Philadelphia game?
Philadelphia.
Yeah, I think I posted something like, I wish I knew how games got names like this. And there's like multiple PR people were just like, oh, buddy. We don't know either. We would ask. Right? Somebody tried to stop Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days from happening, and no one would have it. Oh, yeah.
Mike, your audio is just.
Oh, I brought it back. Don't worry. I saw and got mad.
Just keep your hand on that lever, baby.
Oh, it is. Look, this thing right here, it's just on this lever. I see it, and I just crank it because it goes low, and I got to crank it back up all the time on my own, and it's just annoying. I'll just do it myself. I'll lower it for you. Stupid. Oh, never mind. I start screaming. I like screaming, okay? I like screaming. And
the thing is, for the podcast version, this is all going to be leveled, so it's just going to sound. He's going to sound even crazier. It's going to be great.
Like someone out there, do the Master Shake edit. Like, let's actually get a proper one here with like the mouth moving and everything. Okay.
I don't sound like Master Shake.
Yakuza Kiwami was also there.
Master Shake.
Yakuza Kiwami 2, I should say. It was a decent direct, but we covered it in a bunch of places now. The indie direct, I'm not expecting Spoon Heaven to be there. I'm not expecting.
What's Spoon Heaven?
It's Hollow Knight Silk Song is the real name of that video game. I'm not expecting it at an indie direct. That game is too big for an indie direct now, and also it is probably going to show back up at some Xbox thing. It'll maybe be a Gamescom. And they'll give us a date at that point.
That's kind of the problem. I feel like the two games people want to hear about the most right now, one second, I gotta crank it up, are Spoon Heaven and Hades 2. Like, everybody wants that launch date. Is Hades 2 also too big for this? Or is it, well, people are going to watch this. We can make that the one last thing is, hey, here's the 1.0 release date for that thing.
Yeah, I think Hades 2 is also too big for this. That'll just kind of happen when it happens at this point. And Nintendo loves Hades, and I think Nintendo loves Hollow Knight as well. So if those games, wanted to be in the big direct, I bet they could have been. But I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, and maybe they'll use both of those as a launch point for a bunch of other cool indie games, and those will be like the showstoppers here. It's possible, but we'll see. I'm expecting like Nintendo remembering that first year of the Switch 1 and how a couple of indie games really took off. Golf Story, a handful of others,
right?
And they're just looking to recreate that, which is admirable. I want that as well. I definitely remember having a very good time with early indie games, and I'm looking for the next new one that I didn't know I was expecting, and the indie worlds usually deliver that.
And then, on the other hand, this whole Metroid Prime 4 thing not being in, obviously wasn't going to happen last week, but I kind of have made peace with the fact that, like, it's still too early. I really think they are just going to, like, backload that thing to like October at this point. You know what I mean?
It's
like
sometime in the holiday period. So from late October, anytime in October through December, even. Like, it could be the December game. They've done that with their hardcore games before.
Right, but I meant for like the direct. It's gonna get a direct, right? Yeah. It's gonna get one.
Well, I think it'll be in a direct.
So?
No, I do think so. But there's, these days it's Nintendo. They could announce stuff in a YouTube video or on the Nintendo Today app. But there's usually a direct in September. There probably will be one this year because Nintendo likes to get things set up for that holiday season, and September's a good time to do that. They're like, here's the shit that you should be buying from us this holiday. So I expect us to get answers on a lot of these outstanding questions by then. And then there's a handful of other ones like Kirby Air Riders. That one could pop off at any second. They just give us the release date. That's been rated in Saudi Arabia. So is Metroid Prime 4, actually. So both of those have ratings now in at least one territory. What that means for us getting dates, it doesn't mean much. It could happen at any point. All right, this next one, a little interesting just because of the tech inside this controller. Rare is celebrating its 40th anniversary with a licensed Xbox controller that is up on Amazon now. It's from 8-Bit Do, and the one interesting feature about this, other than it's got pro buttons, is it has the 2.4 gigahertz wireless radio that enables it to connect directly to an Xbox without a dongle. Normally when you get one of these controllers, they do it through Bluetooth and or they need a dongle for the Xbox. And so Microsoft has had that stuff as a proprietary lockdown, and now they're letting third parties use it. Now, maybe that would have been more exciting in a world where I was playing my Xbox more frequently. In fact, it definitely would have been. But it's like, okay, at least Xbox is opening this stuff up at this point. I don't love having a bunch of dongles sticking out of anything.
No. Even though the 8-Bit Do dongles kind of look cool because they look like bricks or whatever.
Yeah.
Even then, I'm like, I get this dongle out of here. I don't computers have 50 of these USB slots, and I somehow am still running out constantly.
Yep. It's I like 8-Bit Do controllers, so this is pretty cool. I don't know if I need a Rare 40th anniversary one, but cool. There's also some artwork that they posted up to celebrate Rare's 40th anniversary. That is can act as your Xbox background. A bunch of original art of all their characters, not including the Nintendo ones, and that's pretty cool. All right, Darksiders 4 continues the original game's story after 15 years. So they're going back to Darksiders.
Yeah.
This is actually going to be the 5th game. There was also Genesis, which was a top-down game. But since Darksiders 1 ended with was War the main one, where War is about to go fight the forces of good and evil or whatever, and the rest of the horsemen of the apocalypse show up. Well, we've gotten games starring the rest of those horsemen now, including Genesis and then 2 and 3. So now it's they're wrapping back to that moment, and they're going to continue the story right from there, which is pretty wild for this B series game that is great. It's really good, but it feels like, man, I can't believe they're going to complete this story.
They're gonna finish the fight.
They're going to finish the fight.
Finish the story. Yeah, that's what's kind of nice about this, right? Is because there are these beloved game franchises that just feel like, well, we love that. It's never actually going to go anywhere. Like a Shenmue, right? Shenmue's a porn, a lot of people like it, and the game's probably never going to see an end. So it is nice that Darksiders, it is something that a lot of people have cared about, or at least at one point.
I like a lot of those games, man. Those games are fun.
Yeah, that first one's especially good.
Never played much of them. I should do some Darksidering. I should try
Darksiders 1 is one of the better Zelda clones.
Yeah,
for sure.
100%.
Yeah, I was gonna say they definitely filled a void. It feels like for when Zelda kind of wasn't as poppin' in the 3D world, at least.
It's weird because I remember 3 was one of the first THQ Nordic / Embracer games at that time. We were like, wow, it's great this company is here and reviving this stuff, and we're getting more B games, and all this time later, it's the most exciting thing they can do is a Darksiders 4. Still, there's been no growth or expansion of what they could possibly do.
Well, THQ Nordic had a bunch of other games that they did announce, and I will ask you if any of these do pop out to you. Now, SpongeBob SquarePants Titans of the Tide looked pretty promising. That's coming out November 18th. It's following up the Cosmic Shake, which followed up a Battle of Bikini Bottom.
Rehydrated.
Yes, Rehydrated. And the people like those games, and I'm glad they're continuing to make this. There's also the Patrick Star game. Patrick Star is going to be playable in this game. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. I think, the Cosmic Shake was okay. No one hated that game, but it also wasn't as beloved as Bikini Bottom.
Yeah, I just picked that up because it was on sale because of this announcement, so I want to play through Cosmic Shake. Because when I played Bikini Bottom Rehydrated, I was really surprised how much I liked it. I like that we can still get these kind of B-tier 3D platformers just because SpongeBob SquarePants is still so popular, so...
Right.
Yeah, I'm rooting for this one.
Exactly. It's I'm glad like there was a time where we'd get a lot of licensed platformers. This is the one survivor that we continue to get for the most part. Recreation is Wreckfest but open world. Kind of Forza Motorsport but Wreckfest. That sounds awesome to me. I'm really interested in seeing like where that game goes. Then there's games that like I maybe recognize the names, but you know they're continuing to make more of them. Tides of Tomorrow, Sacred 2 Remaster. Titan Quest 2, The Guild Europa 1410. There's a Gothic remake, Reanimal, Fate Keeper, and The Eternal Life of Goldman, which actually that looked pretty good. That's a cinematic platformer kind of thing with a really good animation and style to it. Probably worth checking out. But it's also different than the Adventures of Elliot, the Millennium Files, or whatever the hell that game was called.
I never played the Gothic game. Should I
me
play
me neither.
Gothic?
Yeah, exactly. I was like asking the same thing. I'm like, are there Gothic stands out there being like, we got to get more people playing Gothic? I haven't run into them if they are.
Jan, buddy. Jan, do you have a headache? Do you want to take a break?
No,
break,
I'm
Jan?
good. I'm good. Just keep going.
Your eyes are closed because the light is hurting you and you have a headache. Why don't you take a break, bud? It's okay.
It's cool. Let's just keep going.
Yeah, we
with
talked during the
news.
break. If he needs to dip, he can dip. Yeah, we've given permission for him to do his thing.
Thank you.
All right. Full list of all price increases for Nintendo Switch and everything else. All right. So Nintendo raised the price of the Switch 1. They announced this last week, and then over the weekend, the prices went into effect. In the United States, for the Switch, the original Switch, again, Switch OLED was $350. It's now $400. The standard Switch is $340 after being $300. Switch Lite went up $30 from $200 to $230. The Joy-Con for the Switch 1 are $90 now. They were $80. Pro controllers $80, was $70. The NES controller pack was $60. It's now $70. N64 went from $50 to $55, and the Super Nintendo controller went up $5 to $35. Switch 2 accessories, some also went up in price. This is in addition to...
Okay.
Yes, this is in addition to the price increase that happened right when they were announced, because that's when the tariffs first happened. They're doing more on top of that.
This is all tariff-based.
It's mostly tariff-based. You know, there's some other aspects to it, but it's mostly tariff-based, yes. The Joy-Con charging stand was $30. It is now $35. Pro controller was $85. Now it's $90. Joy-Con 2 was $95. Now it's $100. And the dock set, so if you want an extra dock, was $120. It's now $125.
Oh.
Amiibo went up to $20 from $16. The 2-pack Amiibos, there's a handful of those. Those are either $35 or $40, depending on which ones you get. They were originally $30. $40 for Amiibo, guys.
That's insane. You know, like the tariffs are definitely a factor, but there is a lot of this that is just absolutely wild to me.
For the original Switch, like
Yes, the thing that must cost so much cheaper to make now.
Right.
Yep.
It's one thing to be like, game console prices just never go down. Okay. Increasing them,
increasing them after the follow-up comes out.
Right. Like a $400 Switch OLED actually kind of sounds like a crime. It sounds like someone should go to jail for making that a thing. And if I met somebody who's about to buy one of them, I would literally tackle them to the ground
and try to
stop them from doing that.
That's what I don't get. Like, if you're trying to just liquidate inventory,
I don't know if they are.
What are you trying to like create a new above ground landfill somewhere?
So I think I think that the market conditions have made these companies think, well, we got to like really be mindful of our prices, and we should try to raise them wherever we can, which sucks. And these companies love raising prices, so they're doing that. But I think they think about it from the perspective of, this will look like a story we're telling when people go to look to make a decision about what console to get. And now the Switch 2 is only $50 more than a Switch 1, and the Switch 2 feels like a really good deal in that perspective of, I get the whole new generation of console and its games, can play all the original Switch 1 games, and I only have to spend $50 more. It's the medium popcorn thing. You're thinking about only $50 more instead of, I'm spending $450 to $500. They want you focusing on the $50. Now, is that the entirety of this? No, I think the reality is, like, sourcing parts for electronics these days is a shit job. It just sucks, and it is complicated, and it is causing these companies a lot of headaches. Could they still make a profit selling the Switch 1 at the original price? Could they cut the price of it and still make a profit? I bet they could.
Right? Like, how much could that cost to make now?
Yeah.
Also, they're selling all the Switch 2s they're making right now already. I understand that like might dry up a little bit. And, like, maybe they're like, well, we're doing this so we don't have to increase the price of the Switch 2. Maybe
Like,
it's like Nintendo's hurting, right? I mean, come on.
But it does seem like an expensive way to get to that end of like medium popcorning it, right?
Yeah, no, I think that's a byproduct. I think they're okay with doing that because they're going to end up with this medium popcorn situation. The underlying motivating factors here are it's got to be mostly tariffs, and then the secondary thing, which is huge, is we love raising prices and we can get away with raising prices right now, so let's do it now while the getting is good. I think is the situation here.
And like, if they're trying to like create a scare of people going out and getting Switch 2 before the price of that goes up, kind of mission accomplished. Like, you know, I'm talking to like my friends who I know probably wouldn't get a Switch 2 until the new Animal Crossing comes out, and I'm being like, look, I know you want to wait till then. Maybe just get one now. I mean, if you think you're ever going to get one.
That's like you said, like they're selling every Switch 2 they're making right now, but there is that next crop of people that they're focused on, and for that group of people, the price urgency that you're talking about will be a factor. And then the medium popcorn thing is a very effective thing, and the people will take that into consideration and be like, well, I mean, look, it's only that much more. So I think they're already kind of eyeing that segment, and that's behind a lot of these decisions. I think they're all, I mean, what this really says to me is these companies, because Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo now have all raised prices in one way or another, and in some cases multiple times over the last year or two. And like in Sony's case, it's gone back like 3 or 4 years. I think what this says, the fact that they continue to do this, is their belief is that things are not going to get easier for making electronics. Sourcing materials is not going to get easier. The tariff and market situation and the relationship between countries is not going to get better. Like, if this is a bellwether about how corporations view our international cooperation levels, it's a bad sign. I think it also says that even Nintendo knows they got to make more money from the same people, because they're not necessarily going to be growing the console market by leaps and bounds by bringing in new people. And so it's about nickel and diming the same ones that are sitting around that have been playing their games for forever, and that's also not a great thing. So it speaks to an underlying sort of ailment at the heart of selling video games to the console audience, and it's a sign that we're not in necessarily a great place, even though Nintendo is making a ton of money.
Cool.
All right. Yep. Cool. This almost certainly doesn't stop. Right. We're probably back here within 6 months to a year, probably talking about that Switch 2 price increase. And the rest of the stuff doesn't go down in price at that time. So, yeah. All right, Bioshock 4's leadership replaced as 2K insists it's committed to delivering a great game. Take-Two has replaced the leadership. Kelly Gilmore, who was the studio head of Cloud Chamber, I think she's left the company. And then they moved Hogarth de la Plante, who did a bunch of stuff on the original Bioshock games, to a publishing role, but also removed as creative director on the game. The reason given for this is, and this is from reporting from Jason Schreier, that the game was up for an internal check with the publisher, 2K Games. 2K went and looked at it and said, we are not happy with this, and specifically because of the narrative. Like, the narrative is a problem. And
not enough lighthouses.
Maybe not enough lighthouses. You got to have at least one. They had 0. That's a big oversight. They also canceled a Bioshock 1 remake earlier this year. It's hard for me to imagine what could possibly be wrong with the story that the company's like, yeah, let's delay this thing and remove the leadership and start reworking everything so we can release this game later and spend even more money on it. The story must be either yes, they're saying narrative. The narrative must either be broken, offensive,
or like unfollowable,
or the executives are like, this is too woke and we don't want to draw the ire of Trump. Like, I think there's a strong chance that this is like criticizing political figures the way a Bioshock game might have done in the past. And I think in response to Infinite's criticism of that being too both sides, they're like, well, watch, we don't have to go both sides. We can really just do pointed criticism, and maybe the leadership doesn't like it. That's me speculating. I'm just baffled at like how you get to the point of, we hate this narrative so much, we need to spend more money making this game. A video game executive does not strike me as the kind of person that would care about that.
Yeah, it seems really strange. Again, like, I have criticism of Infinite Story, the both sides thing for sure, but also just that it started off as like a takedown of nationalism, right? Like, we're gonna talk about that.
That was a disaster.
But then by the end of it, it's like, oh, well, how about instead of that, wouldn't it be crazy if there were two of you and one was from an alternate universe? And it just became
Bioshock
multiverse
Infinite
slop.
Ages like a diaper in the hot sun. I think like.
Yeah.
But
my least favorite video game quote ever, I think, is the whole "there's always a lighthouse." People love quoting that. No, there isn't. There's 2 times there was a lighthouse. Shut the hell up.
Look, as someone who will really fucking die on a hill for Bioshock as a IP, like I love the first 2.
Bioshock 1 is one of my favorites.
Okay, cool. So we could be friends. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I kind of don't care. I want to know like where the fuck Judas is. I didn't realize it's a separate game from a separate developer. But
yeah, but also at 2K though. It's a 2K project.
Right. Yeah.
I think that's supposed to come out next year or something, or maybe this was. I don't know. People mentioned when we were talking about this on the other show in chat, like there was some date attached to Judas, or maybe there wasn't. They both have been in development for a very long time. Bioshock 4 has been in development apparently for 10 years.
What?
Woo!
10
Woo!
years. Now,
let's fucking go.
10 Earth years.
10 Earth human years. And it's you could see like, okay, yeah, maybe the early part of that was like a lot of pre-production. That's possible. Whatever. That is all costs because they all have to employ people at Cloud Chamber Games to make that. Now, that is maybe the frightening side of this is following up from this, executives from 2K went to Cloud Chambers like, we are dedicated to making sure the game is good. Now, we wouldn't mind some more efficiency and maybe streamlining, making you guys more, wink, agile. And everyone's like, oh, okay, they're going to lay us off. They're going to lay a bunch of us off. And so those fears are now at the studio. But they, like, I remember Infinite being like, man, that game's taken a long time. This is a big production, and they have to get that thing right, and then it has to sell a ton to justify as much time as they spent on it, and it didn't. It was kind of like a pretty good game that, I have my issues with it, but most people thought it was a pretty good game, and it kind of did fine. It's even worse this time, where it's like it feels like the game is going to miss even harder, and then also is taking even more time, so it was probably more expensive than even Infinite was. It's wild.
Yeah, I guess I just hadn't been paying attention to what was going on with Bioshock 4. I can't believe the 10 years thing knocked me on my ass. I'm sitting down, but it still knocked me on my ass. That's unbelievable. And just to be clear, like Levine, he has nothing. He's just on Judas. He has nothing to do.
He's over Judas.
He's on Judas, which is a video game that I wonder if it's ever going to come out. Even more.
Stop it! I'm sort of like a little excited for it.
Yeah, cause the problem is like I'm trying to be careful because I'm trying to remember. I can't remember what the details were, but I thought I heard that game was in trouble at one point or another in my life, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, definitely Infinite was weird because I think also it was the mechanics too, like the development of it.
Yeah,
right. Like I remember, everyone remembers that one E3 demo.
Yeah,
and then and then what the game wound up being.
The funniest thing in Infinite too is like in Bioshock there was like, it kind of made sense. Yeah, there's tonics or whatever, and they give you powers, and it's kind of tied into this. And then in Infinite, it's just like, here's the magic juice, so you have the magic abilities like in the last game. Don't worry about it. You could still shoot bees from your hands or whatever.
Yep, it just felt less considered on all those fronts. And Bioshock is like one of the more considered games of all time, so it just is a little baffling.
Massive for the porn industry, though.
Oh, huge.
I'm sorry?
Those character models from Bioshock Infinite have been used in so much Steam filmmaker porn. Backlar, it would blow your eyes into the back of your skull.
I think advancements in actual 3D animation were made because people wanted to make porn based off that game so badly.
That's a little Easter egg there, I guess.
Source filmmaker, thank you. Yes.
Okay. Well,
yeah, good for them.
Yeah, wild story. Yeah, that's the woke stuff. Just,
I mean, look,
I realize that's
again,
just speculating,
right?
Yeah.
Right, but like, tell me another reason that an executive would care about the story of a video game that they are trying to make money from.
Yeah, I don't know. Like,
it would have to be so bad.
I guess I don't want to believe that.
Right.
We also got a Superman that I feel like
but
flies in the face of that.
I don't know if that memo has gone out to the rest of the executives in that sort of community of creative industries. I think, yeah, James Gunn has the power to like say, fuck all y'all. I'm going to make the movie I want to make. I don't think David Zaslav was like, here's my directive. Get out there and get me a James Gunn positivity.
I know. Yeah, that's nuts. Maybe maybe it's just a shitty story. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it could just be a very shitty story.
It'd be bad. But I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if it was
right. It wouldn't surprise. I just don't want to believe it. Yeah.
All right. So that's Bioshock. Oh, apparently, Lexi in chat said Judas has been in development for 13 years.
What?
I don't know. I don't know.
What is the time? What has happened to time in the last 15 years with Bioshock inspired games?
And that's wild, but it's like that's also just like 2 games worth of development, like in normal time or for normal time right now. It's like that you could get maybe 2 games out in those years. All right, let's see here. There was a bunch of news out of EVO. We'll hit some of it. Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection is adding Mortal Kombat Trilogy. It's also getting a bunch of physical versions for Xbox, but that's like a limited run. And then PlayStation and Switch are getting like full versions. The Switch version is even getting the full game on the card. And I think it's going to be $10 more expensive than the other platforms because they're going to put it on one of those 64 gigabyte cards. So that's the compromise there. It stinks, but also the justification all lines up. And it's like, it's either this or it's going to be on a game key card. What do you guys want to do? And I think most people who care about this will be like, we'll pay the extra $10. But yeah, excited about that. Virtua Fighter 5 has a new stage that they introduced. Let's see. They also showed off the first in-game like fighting footage. And it was like almost looked like prototype footage, but it looked very good for Virtua Fighter Project from RGG. Mike, did you check this out? What did you think of it?
I did check that out. I thought it looked really good. It looks really good. Before it was like, oh, not actual gameplay, and this time I think it was more like this is running Clockwood and Engine. We got to see Sarah and some guy in a hat whose name I didn't know. I think it looks great. I'm so ready for Virtua Fighter to come back. That was like one of those. I was there. I remember how important that it was.
Yes, it was so huge. Yeah.
It's just I'm curious because Virtua Fighter is kind of 2 things where it is very pick up and play, especially those original ones, and then it became very technical. And I'm like, which one of those do you lean into now? And I think you probably got to lean into it being sort of technical. Ideally, you want it to be both, where people can pick up and play, but also there is all this depth. Because at the core, it's a 2-button fighting game. Even up to 5, it basically was that. And I hope it kind of still stays like that. I hope they don't do things like add super moves.
So they specifically talked about that, Mike, and they said they are avoiding that. This is supposed to be a more grounded fighter. And yes, give me that. That always has been Virtua Fighter, but I think with the way this game looks, it lends itself even more to kind of being like, hey, this is going to be the Kumite video game. Like, here's just a tournament of fighters that don't have fireballs and stuff like that. And I want it.
Even compared to like a Tekken, which like is, martial arts, but it gets pretty wacky. And that's fun. That's good for Tekken. But yeah, I want Virtua Fighter to be a little bit more grounded and normal.
Yep. The characters were Akira and Sarah.
Oh, that's just Akira's new look.
That's his new look. Yeah.
He's got a new hat.
Yeah, right. I should get excited for it. Also, quick correction: World Stage is apparently a single-player mode for Virtua Fighter 5 Revo. It just said World Stage, and I'm like, I don't remember what that is. There was a bunch of other stuff, like news for the season pass for Hunter x Hunter. There's a new character for Under Night In-Birth 2, I think. A bunch of stuff like that. They showed off Omni-Man for that Invincible Versus game.
Oh, cool.
Looked pretty promising. Yes, very cool.
Yeah, I played that at SGF. It seemed fun. Pretty Mortal Kombat-y.
Right, yeah, and that's kind of, you can see the lineage there. Marvel Tokon was definitely the big winner of the week in terms of getting people's attention and excitement. They showed off quite a bit of it in various forms, and then they announced that there is a closed beta coming up September 5th through the 7th. So that's next month. I think the details about how to get into that are out there, so go check that out if you want to try to get in.
I have a correction. It wasn't even Sarah. It's Stella, Sarah's daughter. Okay.
Okay.
Next generation shit happening. Gotcha.
All right.
She was dressed almost exactly like Sarah.
Like, that's Sarah. Like, I'm like, just looked at it. Like, my brain was like, yep, Sarah. Sarah Bryant, right? Is that her full name? Yeah.
Yeah, because her brother was one of the other characters. Yeah.
Right. All right. Let's see here. Oh, and Ken is in Fatal Fury City of the Wolves. We knew he was coming, but they shadow dropped him. So he's available now in the game. I like Ken. Might go check this out.
Sure. Yeah, Ken's neat. I don't know. I played a little bit of that, and then pretty quickly I was like, this is a lot like Street Fighter 6. I think I'd rather just be playing Street Fighter 6. In fact, I have been. I was, because of some of the EVO hype, I was just, like, messing around. Like, I want to, like, learn Zangief better. I got pretty good at the 360 motion. I was just doing some arcade runs while watching the tournament. There's some, it was a lot of fun. I was enjoying EVO. Marvel vs. Capcom 2 Grand Finals were great. I loved, Capcom vs. SNK 2, Street Fighter 6, always a good time. Even watched some Grand Blue Fantasy versus, Rising Sun, whatever that one.
Rising EX.
Yeah, the one where all the pretty anime people fight each other with swords and stuff, and that was a fun one to watch.
There was, that got new characters as well. Tekken 8 showed off Armor King, which is coming to the game, and they also showed off, I think, the last new fighter, which is a legitimately new fighter.
Bikini Lady.
Yeah, Bikini Lady. She is a Bikini Lady. Miari Zo from Madagascar. She's coming this winter to the game with a new stage. Armor King is coming October 13th. And then Sea Viper in Street Fighter 6, which looked great. I thought she looked fantastic. Very excited about that.
Speaking of the Gooners, she moved her tie over now so we can see more of her cleavage. That was nice of her.
Yeah, she just points it right at the screen and fires them away. Yeah.
Okay.
And also, hey, it doesn't end there, Bacalar. A lot of the characters are getting their swimsuit costumes based on that old Street Fighter 2 art. And boy, the tan lines are just popping. More popping than they've ever been.
They know.
Okay.
Yeah. It is because no one seems to mind. I'm not saying they should mind, but boy, it's just all Gooners go right in the fighting game world.
Gooners have won. Yeah.
That's just where we are.
We will look back on this era as it was their time.
Yeah. The time of the Gooner. All right, let's keep going here. Nintendo wants to know your thoughts on its divisive game key cards. They put out a survey. They did a survey in Japan a few weeks back. Now it's here, and people are like sharing this around, being like, go fill this out to let Nintendo, we are not happy with these things. Basically, they just want to know how you buy your games, what convinces you to buy physical versus digital, and a lot of people are using this to voice their opinion on game key cards and how unhappy they are with it. Nintendo is probably going to look at the sales numbers more than this, but I'm sure they will use this to help fill in, come up with a decision about how to move forward with making their deals with the company that provides them with the ROM and the flash memory that they put into these game cards. And maybe this expedites their efforts to get smaller game cards, 16 and 32 gigabyte, that are more affordable, so that they can help out third parties sell more of their games on actual game cards as opposed to game key cards. But people are using this as a moment, and we'll see if they're able to accomplish anything. I don't know. Do either of you guys buy much physical on Switch 2?
No,
Zero.
I mean, for one thing, I'm getting codes sometimes still, right? So,
same.
But even if I wasn't in that world, even right now with the few game cards I have, I am laying in bed or I'm out. I'm like, oh, I want to play this game. Oh, that's one of the few games I own physically.
And it's all the way on the other side of the room.
Right, that's how bad I am. No, I'm fine with digital games. I know, I just am.
Yeah, I just I feel like we just got finished talking about them raising prices of ancient hardware. I don't know. I don't think you're ever gonna get any win with them. Right, I'm surprised there's a survey. What's gonna happen? What are they?
Right, this only helps us if it is combined with sales data that tells them, okay, people aren't happy with this. We got to move some stuff, make some moves to get them more excited to spend more money. And it's then they use this information they get from the survey, and maybe that's why they're doing the survey. Maybe there's early indicators that they have that game key cards aren't selling the way that they expected them to. I bet that is the case, but that's the only reason that they would make any changes here. So, yeah. Starfield is reportedly targeting PS5 release in 2026 following weak sales of its first expansion. That's mostly the story here. Not too surprising. All the Microsoft games are coming to Xbox or coming to PlayStation 5 now. There was a time when this game was about to come out where internally they said that game will never go to PlayStation. And boy, that has changed a lot. And now everything's going to PlayStation. Yeah. This will probably coincide with the release of their next expansion for that game, which has got to be better than that first one that people seem to really hate, except for Greg Miller.
Right. yeah, this game was never going to be exclusive back when they thought this was going, or it was never going to be multi-platform back when they thought it was going to be the big exclusive to save the Xbox Series X, right? That didn't
Grub,
happen.
do you have any indication that the performance and reception of Starfield was wildly a surprise by the makers and the publisher? Like,
a surprise is tough because it's like as they're putting it out, like, are they getting mock reviews that like help shape
That's
things?
What I'm saying.
Well,
Yeah.
even the real reviews were good-ish, right?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, they were mostly goodish. I think that like overall, like like when you look at the lifetime of the development of that game from its conception through to the release, that I would settle at it's probably a pretty big surprise because they built that thing to be what Skyrim turned into.
Yeah.
The game that can last forever. And they didn't build Skyrim that way. They built this game that way to be able to like, hey, we have all these features that enable you to play it over and over again for forever, and it's going to be different all the time, and it's really going to accommodate those players. And they did that part fine. They got everything else kind of a little bit off or, very substandard. And I think that they were so focused on that they didn't realize that people weren't going to just be happy playing the game, and I bet that did catch them off guard for the most part. And the performance of that game definitely was weak. There's no doubt there. Okay, let's see here. Battlefield 6. We got a lot of details of that game. Vince Zampella's in charge now. The guy from Titanfall, guy from Respawn. He says they want this to feel like a spiritual successor to 3 and 4. People are feeling that way. As a reminder, people were very hot on the previews of 2042 as well. So I'm skeptical, although it does feel like this game maybe is even more well put together than 2042 was at this point. They also promised to have, they're going to sell skins. They promised to keep them grounded, to keep them feeling like they would fit with the rest of Battlefield. So what does that look like? A bunch of different fatigues, I guess, but people are very precious about this and they're happy to hear that. We'll see how long that lasts. They don't plan to put it on Switch 2. And they made a big deal about like, hey, we got a lot of veteran DICE developers, but we also brought in a lot of new blood to kind of reinvigorate this game. And now they have to sort of deliver on all of that. Now, they are giving us some details. The game's out later this year. There is going to be a Battle Royale mode. But like they still have to kind of sell this game. And it is going to be, I think it's going to be $70 here and €80, I think. I don't know if that's been confirmed in Europe. It's got a big uphill climb to sort of reach the place that they want it to be. But at this point, it feels like it's in a pretty good position as long as everything else like delivers. Like they have not stepped in it yet. Like, are you guys feeling any more confident about Battlefield at this point?
I mean, the only sense is like, boy, the pressure is on. And, sometimes that can lead to good things. Sometimes it just doesn't really matter or it can make things worse. I don't know. They got me a little bit just from that trailer when they played the classic Battlefield song in the middle of it. I'm like, okay, oh, I did like Battlefield a lot once upon a time. So I'm rooting for them. I really am. I'd be down for it if it comes out and is this great thing and I'm able to play some Battlefield for a bit. I mean, I'm already more excited about this than another Call of Duty Black Ops again already.
Yeah, that's the benefit that Battlefield has. The thing it's got going for it is that it does, whether or not the game is good, it does wait the right amount of time in between Battlefields.
Yeah, they let you miss it a little bit, yes. Yeah. And especially if you're not like, if you didn't get 2042 and you were like into 1, it's been a hot minute.
Right.
So that there's something there. Okay, so the other side of this is there is going to be a beta for the game. Closed beta starts in 2 days on the 7th. I think it's going to let you play around with quite a bit of the features. And then there's an open beta that's tacked on to the end of that will start on the 9th. I believe that's correct. But the closed beta starts here very soon. I think to get into that, you might have to pre-order. I have not looked at the details of how you get in. People, if you care about that, go check it out yourself. But it'll be on, the open beta should be available on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. You can play it where you want. All right. Last story here. The Power Rangers are headed to Fortnite, baby. Fortnite Chapter 6, Season 4 details.
Fucking go.
Jan stirs.
Wow,
Jan
it got him
stirs.
Jan up. That's a big deal.
I was hoping it would revive our boy.
It's morphin' time. It's morphin' on.
Oh my
It's
God,
gonna
it's
be
like the
morphing time for
show's
you to
on.
go to bed,
Yeah,
Jan,
morph
at this
yourself
break.
into the fetal position.
Into an isolation chamber.
Yeah. This is starting in 2 days as well, August 7th. You'll be able to start this new.
I thought I was out. I thought I could resist, but the Power Rangers, gang.
No, they're gonna get you back in. Can I play as the White Ranger? I'm glad I didn't say White Power Ranger. That's got a different tone to it.
Wow. No, we liked him better when he was green. Anyways, is this like one of those things where the whole season is based around them, or like are there gonna be Zords in Fortnite? Because that would be cool.
Well, so like let's see here. I let me read the details because Jan kind of added this and I was excited for him. Confirmed collaborations for the season. Part of the upcoming Battle Pass includes Halo UNSC Spartans, Power Rangers, cosmetic content split between Battle Pass and Item Shop. Battle Pass, yeah, it sounds like this is the whole season because Tier 100 unlocks Tommy Oliver's White Ranger skin. So,
Good.
oh man,
Fucking leave him there. He doesn't. You don't need him. They never needed a 6th Ranger. The 5 of them were fine.
But
Best
green was
Ranger.
my favorite color, and I got really excited when there was a Green Ranger.
Fair
and
enough.
then you're just I know what happened, Jan. You loved the Red Ranger because he was your Leonardo, he was your Cyclops, and then they kind of replaced his leadership position with Tommy, and you've never forgiven him.
100%. We all know I like the Boy Scout character.
Yeah.
And then the Boy Scout character apparently wasn't cool enough.
Got usurped by the bad boy of games media, the Mike Minotti of the Power Rangers.
I am the Green Ranger of Giant Bomb.
Oh, definitely. All right, yeah. So yeah, that's going to be the focus of the season is Power Rangers.
Cool.
Yep.
Also to add, because I'm the guy
Yeah, you're a Fortnite guy.
reading all the Fortnite leaks. I got my spiders. Apparently, Satama from One Punch Man is going to be a skin
good for,
released,
there you go.
sooner than later, which selfishly I'm very excited about. So that's going to be awesome.
Oh man. Oh, this trailer for the Power Rangers
so
and stuff,
good.
it's really good.
Yeah, I really do hope, like, God, if you can, like, get Zords, and if, like, 5 people can, like, meet with their Zords and become a Megazord, somehow they all pilot it together. Can you imagine how sweet that would be?
It's
I mean,
cool.
That being said, if they drop an emote where it's Tommy playing the Dragon Dagger and it goes,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I will lose my shit.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I mean there are Zords in this trailer, so
Hell yeah.
I hope that that's what they're promising.
I like when they're all dinosaur Zords. That was the best.
yeah,
well,
one
Mighty
of
Morphin.
them was a saber-toothed tiger, so yeah, they got a little exactly.
Yeah, well, it was dinosaur adjacent.
Dinosaur,
So,
I definitely put that in the dinosaur bucket. You're
if
right.
they're both in the Flintstones, it
Yeah.
counts.
All right, that does it for the headlines. Does it for the news. I'm handing the show back over to Jan. As long as he's okay, I can hand the show over to Bacalar.
Yeah, could do that
I want
too.
it. I want it.
Who
I want
wants
it. I want it.
Yeah,
I
we
want
can
it.
hand it to Mike even.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna highlight 2 emails and we'll do those, and then we'll end the show after
Okay.
that. Let's take a quick Ricky break. Emails for the show. These are the emails for the show. Emails. Bombcast.bomb.com is the email address to send your emails to. Write in about any and everything. You got a fun quiz? You want to avoid a social interaction or whatever, then hey, email us, bombcast@giantbomb.com. We've been receiving a lot of lovely emails. I try and include all of them, but sometimes due to time or, someone's head exploding, we can't get to all of them.
Sure.
But I still appreciate them. Mr. Minotti, can you read me this first email?
Yeah. This email is titled "Where to Donate." It says, "Hi, Duders." It's from Jake. It's from Jake in Denver. Wow, Jan makes it look so easy.
Reading?
Jen also did
right.
highlight this email in Duty Brown.
Yeah, I was gonna
So-
say those sunglasses must be really dark because it is hard. I wasn't gonna say anything. You don't have to fix it, Jan. I'll make it work. I recently purchased.
Yeah, it's
I
hard.
recently purchased the Switch.
No, don't take it from me. I can do it. Let me make sure my audio did it. Oh, my audio's going way down because I screamed. Oh.
Oh, you're good.
No. Oh, it's good. Okay. Oh, Sean fixed it. Sean told me to do it. I think he fixed it. Fantastic. All right, here we go, everybody. I can scream all I want. Reading this email for the first time. Hi, Duders. This is from Jake in Denver. I recently purchased the Switch 2 and am looking to donate my Switch 1. I would love to know if there are any organizations that you know of that would be worth donating this to. I've seen different ones online that donate these to children's hospitals and things like that, which seem awesome. but I really want to know if these are legit or if you have any organizations you would recommend. Thanks. Jake in Denver. Gosh, I'm a bad person. I just hold on to my old consoles forever and do nothing with them.
I mean, I gotta say, while I'm not a bad person, I donate them, quote unquote, to all the little kids in my family. So I've never tried to do it.
Yeah, I'm sure there are definitely legit organizations that do this, and if you give it directly to a hospital, they will, I'm sure, take it. I'm sure they're used to this sort of thing.
Sure,
they probably want you to like bring a box of stuff and not just like here's a random switch with no power cable or something. But yeah, I think that there's probably people who work in these health institutions that can point you in the direction of who you need to talk to make sure that a kid is actually going to get their hands on one of these things. Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
Additionally, I know that we automatically default to donating to a children's hospital, which you should do. I do encourage you to seek out a local hospital. Maybe their children's wing would accept the switch. But, sometimes a convalescence home and a retirement home would also gladly take that.
Or we could try to smuggle it into prison. Make sure you get the prison
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mike Minotti, I highlighted another email. It's the very last one over there.
Absolutely. Oh, this is a great highlight color. This one is from Simon from Sweden. This says, this one is for you, Jan. Lorelei is Jeff Grubb, the older one, but a bit chaotic. Rory is Jan, the young gun, with the mind and heart in the right place. Luke is Bacalar, Mr. Business himself, always hardworking and the obvious hat wearing. Jess is Minotti, the bad boy of the Gilmore Girls.
Oh.
And Kirk is Dan. He's just the weirdest. Much love, Simon from Sweden.
The fuck is this?
It's the Gilmore Girls thing. I know nothing about those girls except
they're witty.
Are they from a place called Gilmore, or are they in the Gilmore family?
I think they're the Gilmore family, but I could be wrong.
Yeah. No, Gilmore is their last name. Lorelei is like the mom, and then she's like a single mom, and then Rory is her daughter. If you've watched Marvelous Ms. Maisel, the DNA is all over that show.
Yeah, that's the only reason I know about it is because of Amy Sherman Palladino. I know that it exists.
Yes.
I know it's influential. I know people seem. There was a gun on there, right? There was the one before James Gunn got really popular. The other gun.
Yes.
What's his name?
He
Steve
played,
Gunn.
Kirk.
Yeah.
Jan, is it true people don't like her new show?
What's the new show?
It's like Etoile. I don't know how you pronounce it.
I haven't got the chance to check it out yet.
Yeah.
Mr. Minotti, do we have any super chats?
We do have some super chats. Thank you so much, our friends on YouTube. Ali Merkel said, had to make a super chat about it. I laughed so hard at don't point at a star around him in my kitchen making breakfast. My neighbors came by to make sure I was okay. That was technically in the pre-show, if you missed it, audio listeners, but I was talking about my father, Dr. Dad. He's superstitious, and one of his big ones is you can't point at a star or it's bad luck, and the only way to break the bad luck is to bite your finger in front of him. I've never heard anyone else bring this one up.
Bite your finger? What?
You have to bite your finger, or else the bad luck
and
will
they
follow
let
you
him
forever.
graduate from med school.
Yeah. Chris Kish says, good day, gentlemen. I'm a new Giant Bomb fan this year, loving the shows. I'm still laughing at the Giant Bomb dev kit is a vape and some dice. Thank you so much, Chris.
Chris, if you don't mind, we got to study your brain.
That Nextlander did that recently when they're like discovered a bunch of new listeners, and they're like, we got to talk to you. We have to find out how you found us. And it's
we need to do a lobotomy. You'll get a sedative. Don't worry about it. It'll be fine.
Well,
but
at least for us right now, if somebody's like, oh, I found you this year, I assume because we were in some headlines when we bought it, right? So I assume that's why.
Yes, you're right. It was that headline. It was the header image with you as a giant.
Don't make
god
assumptions.
figure.
I want the truth.
My
Mike.
obituary. That's what it was. Alex WP says, I missed Mikey. Well, here I am, Alex, right here for you. You'll never miss me again.
Glad Dan's not here, though.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Martin Hollis says, what would the GB crew be if they were DK transforms? I would be a bear.
Okay, yeah, I would be
Yep,
a
that's
Honda
right, that's
Civic.
Yeah.
Just turn into a car.
Back would be a hockey puck.
No, or a refrigerator, but yeah.
Or a refrigerator. Hey, Jan, what would you
I'd
be?
be a hot dog.
Yeah.
With arms, with big beefy arms.
Gross.
And then Martin Hollis is back, says, I love you all, but I want to let Grub and Minotti know I'm Reg McFly on their Discord. Love them. And I love everyone on Giant Bomb, especially Jan. Thank you, Martin. Appreciate
Aw.
that.
Thank you, Martin.
Breezy Caesar says, encountering the black hole while high as a kite was a visceral experience. I can't find any games that make me feel the way Outer Wilds did. Try Riven. There was a kind of a black hole in Riven that had me freaking out.
It had to
And
be
then later,
contained, yeah.
Then we came back and somebody contained it. I was like, what's going on here? So, yeah. I'm excited.
We got a lot of
Riven
Ribbon ahead of us. I'm looking forward to it.
Excited for it. Zombie Porin says, Phoenix Down moment, but I just realized Game S Mornings is at 11 a.m. Eastern because that's morning for Grub, and misses at 3 p.m. because that's a morning for Mike. That's about right. That's about right. No Gry VT says, Ahoy, Bomb Boys. First time, long time. I started listening 3 years ago and been following all your other podcasts since. Had to finally say thanks for making my dull job more bearable. P.S. Jerf is the coolest co-owner. Peens.
Thanks, bud.
Found his alt.
Fantastic. And then No, Nay, Kosama. This is Dr.
Kumo.
Dad, the dad doctor.
Yeah.
The bad boy of Ohio
Of medicine.
Medical. Yeah, man.
He's
There
the
you
bad boy of medicine, writing scripts left and right. He don't care.
No.
Thanks for the super chats, everybody.
There you go. Thank you so much. Well, Jan, the show could be back. You could wrap things up. We can hang out some more if you want.
Yeah. You want to chill or?
Nah, I'm gonna play the music. Thanks
Okay.
for joining
Yeah.
us, everyone, for another lovely episode. Apologies for my brain just melting.
It was fine. You were fine. The show went just okay.
We got Grounded 2 popping off tomorrow. Blake Club, folks, has moved to Thursday due to assignments and everything. Voicemail Dump Truck is also moving earlier.
It'll be earlier that day, so 12:30 Eastern time. So
That's
about
right.
half an hour after GMM, everybody.
We got some quick looks on the way, some planning all around all of that. UPF as well.
Yeah, UBF, I think we're going to do Sunderfolk, everybody, which is a multiplayer tactics game where everyone plays, like, controls something on their phone. So we'll get a crew together for that, and we'll play through some of that. I'm looking forward to it.
Game Miss Morning's popping off for the rest of the week. Folks, there's the music. He's the Jeff. He's the Jeff. He's the Mike. Ivan Jan. I'm going to go throw up in a toilet and go and crawl into a dark
Get some
room.
sleep.
Go.
I'm just
better,
going to
Jan.
transition
Go
now.
rest our hero.